Welcome back, Screamers. How we doing tonight?
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
We are back with another episode of Scream Kings and a very, very special episode because I have some of my favorite people hanging out with me tonight as we have a Black AF love story to talk about, an evil love story to talk about. And as usual, you know, when we come and hang out, we have a drinking game. So when you hear the word love, right? When you hear that word, make sure that you take a sip, and drink with us. Thank you so much. Let's see here. We got people in the comments saying hi. We have Mike and Serial. What's up? Hi, all to all my face.
Hey.
Thank you. We got Brother James. Hey.
Yes.
We have King Michael.
Hey, bye.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey.
What's up?
And
Hey,
our-
Sam.
Thank you. Hey.
Yes.
All right, we in this thing. So let's kick this off by just a little question. Queen Jaleesa, welcome to Scream Kings.
Hello. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, this is your first and not last time on this wonderful stage, and we're so happy to have you here. And taking care of my brothers over there to whatever that direction is for you. Keeping him out of trouble because I know without you, he wouldn't know what to do. I know. And to my sister over here, Christy, and my brother, wherever you are, AJ, we love you too. How you feeling, Christy?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited. Excited about a nice topic. So,
All right, let's kick this thing off with a little Black as fuck love. Queen Jaleesa and brother Tyrone, can we get your love story? And I said love, so you know what that means. Let's start drinking.
Yes, I did mine.
You did.
So, our love story. Well, it started off with we were on the apps and we did meet up at this downtown place in Philadelphia called Tango. It's a lounge karaoke spot in Chinatown. I chose the place because I wanted to be, a bunch of people around. I didn't know, I didn't know him. I didn't know what was going to happen. So
You don't trust me?
So what had happened was I was getting some messages, but his message was it stood out. He didn't start with the hey beautiful or hi or what's up. He was just like immediately with the questions. He was like, "What's your favorite Nicktoons character?" And I was like, I'm gonna answer. Patty Mayonnaise, that's my girl, And then he said, well, he considers himself to be the Black Duck Funny. And I was like, really? All right. So I looked at his profile, saw he was from California. His profile was just very honest. Like, he's like, look, this is where I work. This is how old I am. He wasn't trying to put up a front like all the other men, like I'm an entrepreneur. Oh, so you're unemployed. You could just say that. I don't see any links or nothing like that. But he was like, look, this is me. I went to Coachella. I did this. I was like, all right, he seems fun. So I answered his question. We had our banter. And then after a couple of days, he asked me out. I was waiting or whatever. He was very like not responding as fast as I wanted him to. When I would get a message and it was not from him, I was like this is from the hey beautiful guy. And so he was very patient. And then he finally asked me out and I was like, okay. So we decided to meet up like after work. I was late. He said, like you said, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
7 o'clock. We met up at Tango, and I was like listening to John Legend and getting like, because at the time my favorite song was what's that song?
Oh yeah.
Nobody in the world like you tonight. Yeah, that song. Okay, so I'm listening, trying to get in my face, and I'm like, oh my god. So I go in, and at first he told me he was shorter. He was like 5'6", but we're the same height. So he gets up and he's wearing this white shirt, and I was like, you lied about your height, but he literally came right here. We're the same height. So we sat down and we had a really long conversation. We actually stayed until the restaurant closed, and I never did that on dates. Michael. You know what I mean? So, okay. So we found out, like, first we were bonding on music. We were in a lot of the, like, at a lot of the same concerts, a lot of the same venues. Like, I'm up front, he's in the back. I'm in VIP, he's up front. Like, we were at the same, Janae Aiko concert, or what? No, it was Childish Gambino, J. Cole. Don't say that man name. J. Cole, both J. Cole concerts. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I was like, okay, so we got some similar music tastes. That's cool. We shared our love for movies. Core didn't come into the picture yet, though. But a lot of the movies I was watching, I was like watching on my own, and I couldn't relate to anybody. But he saw some of these same movies, like 500 Days of Summer. I didn't know anybody who saw that movie. Or listening to Big Crit. I didn't know anybody else who listened to Big Crit. Like, I was like, oh, all right. And I like Nipsey Hussle. You was like, he did this. What? I was like, yeah, So we were just there for hours, and the waiter just kept coming back going, y'all okay? Y'all okay? And we're just like, yo, get out of here. We're talking. And he was like, well, we're closing. And I'm like, it's 2:00 on a Friday morning now. It was closing, and I was like, so he took me home. I didn't want him to know where I live yet, but I was like, all right, I guess he's not crazy. Then I decided to kiss him, and he goes, oh yeah. It was so adorable. Like, he made me feel like I was like a leading lady of the 80s. Like, I was like that girl or something. And I was like, oh my God. So yeah, that's how we met. And later on throughout the years, we just kept finding out we were in a lot of the same spaces, a lot more than just concerts. And I'll put this in, I guess, because I did tell this story a little bit to Tamon and Christy, but I'll tell it to y'all. A couple of years later, we found out our grandfathers might have known each other. They had the same first and last name, James Taylor, and they were both cops at the same time in the same precinct in Philadelphia. So yeah, it's wow. There's a chance that they might have known each other. They were the only few Black cops that worked during that time in that precinct. So
could you imagine they would ever think that, oh, my grandbaby's gonna be together? That is so cool. You never know what the future has.
Yeah, but I do feel like my grandfather was probably hating or whatever. Like, he was probably like I want to be the only Black, cop up here, and he did this with the perm and all that. He think he was probably a hater.
Not crabs in a bucket. No.
So yeah.
Okay.
We've been inseparable ever since.
I see that. And it's beautiful, and it shows.
As evident,
Oh,
lock that down. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, on November 11th, 2012. Yep, 2024.
11.
2.5 months of planning. God damn.
And now, for how long? For a day? The best day, though.
Yes. Honestly, it took years. We just kept postponing it because things kept going wrong. Yeah. The pandemic hit, and then it just a lot went wrong. Like, going into it, we didn't know how much things cost when it came to weddings. So we lucked up and found this Black-owned venue in Collegeville, Pennsylvania, and they do micro weddings, and we lucked up. We was able to pay for that one day.
Mm-hmm. Doing it.
What you Christy, you want to tell us about you and AJ's first date?
Yes.
Our first date? Sure. So kind of like you guys, but we met on Facebook. I was going through a really rough time in my life, and he was a mutual friend of a friend. I don't know, but he saw my Facebook status. But back in those days, we used to put everything on Facebook, like all our business. Okay, so you knew when we was going through something, and he commented. He was like, "I hope you have a better day," or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, who is this?" I want to go look at his picture. I was like, "Oh, he's cute." And I don't know if y'all remember, you could poke people on Facebook back then. So yeah, I poked him. He poked me. We kept poking one another back and forth. And eventually he was like, like, can I get your number? And I was like, oh, sure, trying to play it cool. And we started texting, and I met him up. I went to go see him at his job. He worked at Hollister, and he was very much preppy back then. I gotta find some pictures.
I need them. You know what? We should have did that.
Yes.
If y'all got them on your phone, text it to me. We can make this happen in no time.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to find one.
I need a little quick montage. Ricky, if you're here,
I got a good one too.
On the wings of love.
I'm gonna have to find one because it was hilarious. Like, he used to wear his little collars up and everything. Like, he was full on preppy. But anyways,
yes, pokes were serious, and pokes lead to pokes. So y'all have
they were. They were serious business. But yeah, so I went to go see him at the mall, and we just had we sat down at the food court and had a meal. And from there, I mean, it's history. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my boo right there, y'all.
Yes. I love it.
It's
Tim,
like, how do you have?
I'm sorry.
No.
How do I send you the photo?
Yeah, I'm gonna send one too.
Text it, any social media you have, whatever you want to do, however you can get it to me. It's fine.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. It's fine. Are you guys ready to play a little game?
Yeah.
Game time.
It's time to play the game.
It's time to play the game.
Let's see here.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. There we go. Boom.
Ooh.
Let's see. Can you guys hear the sound?
Listen, it's always
It's
high
so
production
cool.
value.
I love it.
Yes.
Y'all can hear the sound?
Yes.
Yeah.
And thank you, Jackbox TV,
Sign
for
in with the
sponsoring
room
this
code
game
and make
time.
sure to snap a selfie or draw yourself for our records.
All right, everybody.
Wait, I gotta download something?
On your phone.
Oh, Lord. Oh, this is so cool. The sounds of Killer Bee.
Wait, I'm not the one who took a selfie? This is racism.
Wait, how do you? I see it.
Take a picture or draw yourself. Yay.
Selfie.
Oh, Ricky. Welcome to the game.
Mike said if he gets a virus, he's cussing you out.
Michael, just bring your ass. Michael, are we waiting for you or not? There you go. Thank you. Where's your selfie? Don't worry about it. I'm over here. All right, guys, let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Role Models. Remember, science isn't a game. It's a competition where we have fun and assign a winner. Here at the lab, we've spent years searching for the genetic magic that makes each and every human a truly unique individual. But that was hard, so we found a shortcut. We theorize every friend group has some version of the smart one, the popular one, the troubled loner who I can change. You get the idea. And these roles make it a lot easier to figure people out with science. You guys are going to match your fellow test subjects to the roles that fit them best. My lovely assistant will put all the data into the tubes, and at the end, we'll crunch the numbers and tell each of you who you really are. Okay, we scraped the last test subjects off the equipment, so let's go. I need a category to get us started. Vote for your favorite, but try to make it something everybody knows a little bit about.
Oh, look at us.
We all got to take one.
Because who the
Somebody
hell
want a
is-
Madonna?
who the hell want to talk about Saved by the Bell?
Which scene from a teen movie are you? So, on your device, set the names of your fellow lab rats. Drag each one to the role you think fits them best. That includes yourself.
Ooh.
And you'll see a little 99% sign next to each role. Tap that to lock in the answer you're 99% certain will match what everyone else picks.
Oh man.
Worth your while if you're right, so make sure to pick someone. When everyone's given out their roles, we'll check out the results.
What? Okay. Yes, definitely. Ooh. Yeah, probably. No, what? Do I have to choose?
Oh.
Okay, wait. Yes, I think that one. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so
That was hard.
so sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm so
It was
sorry.
hard.
Let's find out who you are. Let's see the votes.
Oh Lord.
Get rid of the outliers.
Yikes.
There's our winner.
Ah!
Motivated.
It's just like the circle.
These nutritious science.
Yes.
Whenever
We
your
all
answers
knew.
match the group. Whoever has the most at the end is my lab rat of the month. Plus, they taste like meat. And your 99% guess was 100% right.
Hey.
Yes. Ooh.
Subjects who already have a role don't need another one. So let's lose these votes. Ooh, fun. 2 subjects are tied. We're gonna need another test to figure out who gets this role.
Oh my God.
Vote on your devices now. The subject with the most votes gets the role.
Oh, I can't vote.
You cannot.
Wow, this was the role. Achievement in this test definitely
Yep.
deserves some science
Yeah.
credits. Don't
That is hilarious.
This game is slick messy.
Yeah, it is.
These subjects are tied. Let's fix that. Type an answer on your device. Your fellow lab rats will decide whether you get the role. Even if you're not sure you want the role, I'm handing out science pellets to the winner, so do your best. It's an experiment, man. You think Schrodinger's cat always wants to get in the box? There it is. Another tie. Seriously? To you. You get the roll and some science pellets.
Mhm.
Mike, just know I didn't set that up for you, okay?
Gonna need more data to settle this tie. Enter your answer on your device.
Ooh.
Oh, terrible.
Don't go there.
Black History Month. Let's
Don't
do
go
it.
there. Keep it
I love you, Jaleesa, for that. Don't do it.
There you have it. Vote on your devices now.
Ooh.
I like skunk, bro.
Damn.
That settles that.
Winning the big game. Aww.
Dang.
Time.
The people.
I mean, that's what happens. I mean,
Cool, huh? We've all been there.
Aw.
I'm a man of mystery.
Vote on which role fits our neglected subject the best.
This is terrible.
This feels right.
It's your good genes. That's why I voted.
And here's how you do the science pellets. Just a reminder, I'll reward you with pellets when your answers match the group or when you do the best in a tiebreaker experiment. Keep that in mind if you want to be the winning test subject.
Christy, get off my back, okay?
Hey, we just here. That's all. We just here. That's all.
Oh,
What?
Oh,
What?
You already
I don't know
know.
if it's good.
You already know what I'm gonna hit.
I cannot with y'all. Really?
You already know.
It's Black History Month.
it
Wiggly
is.
the Single or Martin.
Stanley.
Character from The Office.
Stanley, that's
I don't know these people.
Don't overthink this. And make
Wait.
sure to tap that 99% next to the role you're sure you're
Oh,
right
this is
about.
gonna be fun.
Oh snap. Okay. Okay. Yep. I got this. I got this one. What you mean you don't know these people?
I don't.
See. Oh, this is an insult. Hold on. Okay. What? I don't know.
Why is Toby on here?
Oh,
See,
sorry.
that's Black History Month. We're not doing this.
See, Stanley not on here. This is what y'all chose. James said, y'all need help.
And dude, please.
I know exactly who these people are, but we should have chose Martin.
Do we get a Dundee after
What
this?
everyone picked.
Are there-
Ugh. Aww,
Or at least what your
Everybody.
friends think of you.
of course. You're the
Nice
troll.
use of the 99%.
Oh, girl.
Be getting it. I'm telling you. Everybody.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, I got that good. Okay, I understand.
It wasn't right. It was the only other woman.
I know. It wasn't no good options.
Yeah, they could have chose
Thing to break this tie.
oh Lord.
Write your answer on your device.
The most common HR complaint. That's hilarious.
That's good. Come on, Michael.
Here it is.
Toilet
On your
tissue.
devices
Oh
now.
my gosh.
I voted off that.
Wow, you guys love ties, huh? According to our disturbingly sentient algorithm, the role goes to you.
Michael told me.
You got to explain this stuff.
Sometimes one vote is all it takes. Here's where we ended up. And by the way, you are nailing this. You know more about your friends.
Yes.
Probably should.
Yes, nailed it.
Okay, I feel like I'm getting to know you guys, so let's see if I can do anything with the data we have so far. You, based on your roles, you're this, and you're also this. That makes no sense to our algorithm. We're going to find out which quality fits you better. You get one wish, but have to phrase it very carefully. What do you wish? Answer this prompt on your device. Then the other subjects will vote on your response.
Oh my.
Pretty Ricky. One wish.
There you go. Vote on your devices now.
That's 2 wishes.
I feel so much better now. Based on your roles, you're total opposites. From a very specific point of view, anyway. Who wins? When skydiving, what's the coolest thing to shout as you jump out of a plane? I will answer that fits the trait above your head. The others will decide who did the best.
It said it had to fit the trait. What you're saying? That's funny.
That matches your characteristic. And the pictures fit because Mike is wearing a hoodie. Let's do this.
There's the data. Vote on your devices now.
Oh, they're both really good.
And there you have it. Okay, what will our last category be?
Oh, nightmares.
Yeah. We got to. This is so cool, Tamon. I've never seen this
It is
before.
so cool.
I love it. This should be a BlurCon.
Okay, yes.
Which nightmare are you? Okay,
Oh Lord.
Oh, this is so good.
Oh, now you know what? Boom. Yep. What? Oh, all right. Wait, I didn't hit the button. Oh, there we go.
Let's go,
Let's see
baby.
who's And there's a test too.
No.
Wow.
I've actually had that dream multiple times before.
Ooh.
Ooh, I love a tie. It means we get more data.
Ah.
Type an answer on your device.
Oh
my
Lord.
God.
Oh man. What did you die?
No.
Okay, there's the data. Vote on your devices now.
On top of me.
I love results.
Murdered by a co-host.
Facts.
Ooh.
Time to break this tie.
No. I was cool with no time.
Enter your answer on your device.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, I'm not good with timers.
All right, this is what we got. Devices now.
It's a practical answer.
But it's not supposed to be practical.
Sensitive skin is insane. Sensitive skin is insane.
According to our top secret algorithm, the role goes to you.
Ricky. Ooh, child.
Kind of like bottomless chips.
No, man.
Wrong.
Yeah.
There's our lineup.
Oh Lord.
I've lost my crown.
One last thing
Indeed.
before we close the book on this experiment. Let's see what else we can determine from your roles. You two. Your roles tell me you've got something in common. I can't stand not knowing who's better. What's the best way to get to know your neighbors? Answer the prompt on your devices, and we'll settle this once and for all.
This is dumb.
I don't know.
Mine's as dumb as hell.
Vote on your devices now. Honestly, the paperwork will be a lot easier if we just go with you.
Yay.
Please. Please.
That was the final piece of the puzzle. Allow me to present your final roles, determined by everything your fellow guinea pigs said about you.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pseudo friend.
Please.
And our leading lab rat with the most total science pellets is...
Mega ham. Oh my gosh.
And that was not rigged, everybody. It just happened how it happened.
Okay, say mom.
Okay, I'm loving this little credits we got going.
Oh, not the credits.
Oh, that's so funny.
Again,
Oh
thank
my
you, Jack
God.
Box, for having this wonderful time with us tonight. And we're going to go to commercial, and we'll be right back.
Oh.
See the town of Briarfell.
Nothing new, nothing special.
You're a witch. I'm a pixie. Our best friend's a werewolf.
It could get bad.
Stop fighting your instincts.
We need to end this.
I think it's pretty simple what you have to do.
About your powers. Something happened.
Lie to me again and maybe you'll find out.
And that is from our King Shalon, who is not here tonight, prepping for things he has going on. That is his production company, Skip Productions, and that is his one of his TV shows that he is working on, and that is his pilot. He will also be at BlurCon, and he will be doing a panel where he will be doing showing his pilot for one of his TV shows.
Yes.
So make sure you guys hit him up, all the things. Wait, so that didn't lead to anything, Tamon one? You're mad about it. And you're mad about it. All right, so we sort of skipped this, but we can talk about it. Horror is always changing and giving us new and fresh things to see, talk about, be excited about. So in this next segment, we're going to talk about what we are all screaming about. Now, who would like to scream first?
Ooh.
You scream first.
I guess I'm screaming about the next season of Interview with the Vampire. I'm obsessed. I decided to watch that show. I was having a migraine attack and it lasted for 5 days. So I couldn't watch anything, too bright or whatever. That's why I wear sunglasses when we record. It's literally to make sure I don't get migraines. But I found that I was looking for TV shows and movies to watch that was like, I guess happened at night a lot or was dark.
Yeah.
So I watched an Interview with the Vampire and I'm like, this is good. It mostly took place at night. It was perfect. I loved it. So I absolutely love that show. I'm screaming about that show.
That's an awesome show.
Yeah, me and Christy did a season 2 review last year. It was last year. And when the Emmy season came around and no nominations, I was just like, I can't believe what TV people are now watching. I don't know. Some of the best performances I've seen on television ever.
Yes.
That part, especially what Louis did when he set that whole thing up.
Good.
Give it to me.
Yeah. Tyrone, did you watch it too?
No, that's one I have not seen it yet. She's definitely been telling me about it. It's on the list. It's on the list.
So good.
It's really, really good. I'm ready for season 3 to drop, covering the book of Lestat. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I did hear they were going to try to incorporate Queen Akasha this time.
She is a part of his story in Vampire Lestat book. I'm just waiting on the casting. I want to know who it's going to be.
Yeah.
What band in there. That's all I want to know.
I'm saying she better look like me or
Okay,
Tammy Moore. You know what I mean? Like
we haven't. Yeah.
Don't try to redo Aaliyah. Don't
please.
do it.
It's not, you can't do that.
Yeah.
What about you, Tyrone? What are you screaming about?
Oh, you know what I'm screaming about? The Creep Tapes season 2. Because I was excited, that they announced the season 2 because I didn't think that we were going to be blessed enough to get a season 2. Creep 1 was fucking amazing. It came out of nowhere for me. Creep 2 stepped it up, top tier. Season 1 of the Creep Tapes, hilarious. So if you are definitely into like horror comedy, you definitely need to check it out. It's one of those ones that'll have you laughing, but also be like, yo, this motherfucker is off his rocker. Completely.
He really is. My favorite episode was the one with the hotel room. In the hotel room, I was dying.
Yo, the last one with his mom.
Yeah,
I was
that was
like,
crazy.
Freaked me out. I screamed.
Insane. Yeah, definitely gotta check that out if y'all haven't watched it.
I have a confession.
You haven't seen it.
You didn't see it?
Oh no,
Oh.
you'll love it. You'll love it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, for sure.
hilarious.
Okay. You know, these people I trust. Okay,
It's super short. The episodes go by super fast. It'll take you no time to watch the show, so you can binge it. Really.
Are there any black actors on this show? Why
you don't want there to be. You don't want there to be any black actors in this show.
No, you don't. You don't. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the right.
You're glad. You're glad.
You know it's February, but relax. You don't want to. You don't.
And the movies are like what, an hour and 10 minutes each or whatever. So you know you're pretty. You can fly through it in a day probably. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a Black Mirror time.
Yeah, it's super short.
Okay. Christy, what are you screaming about?
Oh, yes. I'm probably going to be talking about this movie until I see it. And that's The Woman in the Yard. I'm so excited to see that movie. I'm just hesitant, but at the same time, I'm excited to see it. Like, have you seen the trailer? Like, I feel like it's got everything that I personally would love about a movie. So, like, I hope it delivers. But black cast, it's kind of like spooky, creepy. It seems to have some kind of like black folklore wrapped up in it, and I'm just like, that's everything I need in a movie. So I'm just hopeful that it'll be good, but right now I'm not going to shut up talking about it until I see it. That's like,
I haven't watched the trailer.
Most anticipated, right?
Blumhouse, we step into your door if it ain't correct.
If it's not correct, we are stepping. Okay.
Now we're stepping. Now,
yes.
We've had a whole year of trash from you. Now we're going forward.
Shoot.
Y'all, as soon as black people involved, y'all ready to fight every time.
Yes.
Just get us right.
Get us right.
Oh, get us right.
Yes.
Do y'all have, I'm screaming about, I'm not going to scream about that because I'm always screaming about that. I'm screaming about, this is for Tyrone. I'm screaming about all the new actors being released for Scream 7. I'm so excited for all the fresh faces they're bringing to this franchise, and the important people they're bringing back. I'm super excited for that. I just want you guys to know that Tyrone said he wants Jada Pinkett to come back, and
because if we're desperate, go all the way. Desperate, we're going all the way.
You've been saying desperate for a while. When they casted Sydney, desperate. Yo,
Tamar, there is one more thing I'm screaming about.
There
is one more thing I'm screaming about.
I am excited that Yellow Jackets season 3 is starting this weekend, this Sunday. Yes. I'm super excited about it. Me and Jimmy been talking about doing like a review for it. So if you guys out there who loves Yellow Jackets, Jaleesa, if you love Yellow Jackets, let's talk and have a conversation about putting some fun together for that because it's so good.
Yes.
Acting. Have anyone else watched it besides Jaleesa and I? You watch it too?
You missing out, girl.
Have a black lead. Like, come on.
I know. People tell me about it all the time. I just haven't watched it, but I do plan to.
Even the theme song is kick ass.
King Michael said, yes, Yellow Jackets. They better start eating this season for real.
Really, Mike? They ate.
They ate already.
They ate that up.
They ate already.
Y'all, if y'all was in my head, anyway, please, we need more people for the, please, yes, y'all. This show is so good. You talking about acting, and then Jasmine Savoy Brown, who's in the Scream franchise, Tyrone, who's also coming back for Scream 7. She is a lead of this show, so that's gonna be, so that's what I'm happy about for Black History Month is that Black actors are returning back to the Scream franchise. That's not enough.
It's not enough.
Don't worry, Scream fans. By the time the premiere comes, I'll have them ready to be excited to go into theaters. Both of them ready to go. Christy, she doesn't like slashers.
I don't.
I understand, Christy. Some of them I do. So it depends, but some of them I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I want to talk about some couple stuff. And even though I'm not coupled up right now, I want to talk about some couple stuff. This next section is called Dead or Alive. Okay. Dead or Alive. And we're going to talk about horror movies, horror scenarios, and see if you think you would be dead or alive in those moments. Okay. The first movie, Friday the 13th, camping trip, couples camping trip, hanging out with the homies, and here he comes, knocking at your door. Well, do you think both of you will be either dead or alive?
Wait, Friday the 13th, the first one or
the remake, 2009?
Oh, the remake.
Or is that sacrilegious? Oh, God. That's the one I actually like. Okay, do the original so I won't get hate mail.
I'm alive.
Yes, Mrs. Voorhees. That's why I never scratch it. 2009. We can't do that.
Okay, I'm
still
alive.
Miss Voorhees out. I already know.
I'm still alive.
Yeah.
I'm alive because as soon as I would suggest it, you know, she turned it down. She'd be like, "Nah, we ain't doing that." That's not glamping. That's not glamping.
I love that. That's not
We need.
Oh, you said you need a shower. You need the thing.
We need in the room. We need a kitchenette.
Oh, brother,
I'm not talking
about a tent. I'm talking about a cabin trip. I'm not talking about a tent. I'm talking about a nice cabin with a jacuzzi, all the things, your own rooms. You know,
still alive.
Still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Period, Michael. We got this.
Aww. I love
Just
that.
follow my lead and we won't get in trouble. That's all you have to do. Okay, Christy, what about you and AJ?
Yeah, if I'm alone, I would die. But if he's with me, I would live because he keeps me calm. Because by myself, I flip out. I'm like scared, emotional, don't know what to do. He would be that Christy, that person that's shaking you, be like, get a hold of yourself. Exactly. He had to slap me. Yeah.
No, not that part. No, that was
we would make it out.
Okay. Well, of course, me and Michael will make it. As he said, we're good. Next scenario is this is one of the horror movies that really scared me. The Strangers, the original with Liv Tyler.
Ooh. I don't know.
Yep, I'm with you. Let me tell you something. That playing that record player while I'm in that room and don't know nobody's supposed to be in the house, I'm out of it. I unplugged the fire alarm and then you put it back together. Too much.
Mm-hmm.
What you think, Tyrone?
I think we survived though because if me and her are alone out there, somebody knock on the door. What, 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, we're not answering.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. we're not answering. She'd be like, who is that?
I'm not running from nobody. I'm not running. You going down until it's permanent. You gonna stop chasing me. We're not gonna go through the car and through the truck and running all around and then find getting trapped in the back. I'm too tired for all that. One and done, son. That's it. I'm not doing all this running.
It's a lot. And see, we'd be in the movies like, what are they doing? What are they doing? But we, on the inside, we know you're doing great, sweetie. You're doing great. In the movie, what about you, Christy? Before I say my part, what about you, Christy?
Well, we live in a time where we carry because we don't like. Yeah, so somebody going out. It's not going to be us. Yeah. So.
We are our ancestors' dreams. We carry.
Okay.
Period. All day. That scene when his best friend was just walking in to check on him and they shot him by accident, I would have still been crying. I would have still been from that. I'd have been done. Hit me up if y'all need Girl Scout cookies. My daughter is
Help your baby, okay? Help your baby.
The plug, baby. You better plug.
Okay.
Y'all got the lemon ones. Y'all got the lemon ones.
Those
I like
lemonades,
those.
them things are busting. Okay.
Some in them.
What's those?
They-
Y'all got wedding cakes or nah? Or okay. I can't believe you did. I'm out of it. Yes. Okay. I don't know if I would survive the strength. Mike said we would survive, so whatever he says, I agree with. You know that because I ride. Whatever you say, that's right.
I think Mike and Serial made a good point about Strangers Chapter 1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we definitely would make it out of that alive.
Maybe with ease. With ease. Because let me tell you something, that knocking and asking if Tamara's home, you got one time. You got one time. I mean, we answering the door in hand anyway. At 3 a.m., you must be knocking real hard, bro.
Listen. We're going to show them how Halloween ends.
How it ends, indeed.
Okay.
For fun, ain't nobody surviving. But if it's chapter 1, we dying from boredom. Gosh, the worst final girl. No shade. Not the worst. Oh, sorry.
She up there though.
If they hacking at the door, it's over. It's over. That's what I got for you. All right, next movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer. That first movie is about both movies about two sets of couples. One is celebrating 4th of July in a wonderful pageant, and the second one is going on a getaway. And the second one actually let's focus on that one because it did have a black couple, thank God. We haven't drunk in a while, Love. I don't like that for us. Get your cups. This is enough.
Oh, I've been sipping mine, so.
I see, because it was full the last time I saw you, Jesus. All right, so how do we feel about I Know What You Did Last Summer? Can we survive the fisherman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Michael, what we doing? Because that's not Mekhi Phifer, is it? It is. Mekhi Phifer and Brandy were a couple, and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Okay, yeah.
And he got killed. He was like, I'm hungry, I'm horny, and I ain't seen no damn fisherman. And they got our boy Tyrone. What's that about?
And dude was super obvious, you know. It's like it's Will, Ben's son. You know.
Why you always say that? You know, that was so cringe. I just
it was so terrible.
Oh.
I mean, if Helen almost soloed him, definitely we can get a piece. So
yeah.
if we on a couple's getaway weekend, it's going down unless somebody dead already, but it's going down. I got y'all back. Y'all got my back.
Yeah.
That's right.
We can take care of it.
We'll take care of him and his friend.
That hook don't got no range. It don't got no range.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to talk about this part.
Oh, wait a minute. Y'all better stop moving ahead of the program.
I cannot wait.
Let me put my notes in. The reveal. Let me write that down in caps on my notes.
Yes.
Christy in parentheses.
Well, we discussed this table. You already know how I feel about it.
I already know that, but that doesn't matter. If it no face, no case. If we don't talk about it, it don't matter. I don't know if we talked about this, but we're going to talk about our second topic of the night, and then we're going to go to a very special place. And in this place, scary things can happen. And if this is your first time, Jaleesa, going into this place we call the Hell Seat, you will be fine. Your man is right there holding your hand, making sure he survived a few times. Okay, so
Lord,
he's fine. He's fine.
Came out unscathed.
Do a little song, you get out. King JoJo is singing Julie James. It still does go hard. All right. When we're watching horror movies, why is that component of love so important or sometimes needed? Why does evil, love, and horror go so well? Love, I said that, so we should turn it. Who want to kick that off? I think what you say, Christy? Yeah, tell us why. Tell us why that goes so good. Why that goes so good together. Okay.
Oh, well, I think love and evil are both like super powerful forces.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously on the opposite end of the spectrum. And I mean, for what decades we've all watched like this play out on screen, the difference between like good and evil. And I don't know, it just opens up that emotional vulnerability, like scary things, combating those things with love. I don't know. I just think it's good to watch that dynamic play out on screen.
Mm-hmm. What about the evils? What are you thinking?
I can go next. Yeah, as far as evil, love, and horror, I agree with Christy on this. I think love is one of the most is one of the most strongest emotions in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And like the legendary Bobby Womack said, he said, everyone wants love, but everyone's afraid of love.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
with evil, love, and horror, I mean, horror, when you experience something like that, you're experiencing strong emotions. It's being tapped into your subconscious, or maybe it's connected to a traumatic event. But either way, it stirs up really strong emotions, like
Mhm.
love does. Like you could feel butterflies in your stomach and all those things, but it can also cause physiological effects.
Mm.
And as far as evil, like that can also be seen, it can also be perceived as describing a trait. It's basically a characteristic trait. You're describing a personality, maybe. And having that type of, if it is an emotion or personality trait, you can use that, that evil to, in order to I guess, take action. You're taking action because you feel evil or you are evil, just like you take action when you feel love or you are being loved or you are loving somebody. You're taking action either way. And you can't have horror without action.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Could you say that there's a thin line between love and horror? I mean, love and evil?
No, I don't think
Okay.
that line is thin at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many toxic movies have we seen where I love you so much, right, that I'm willing to do all these things for? We've seen motives in horror movies. Hell, the movie we're talking about tonight is about love and kink. And so, like, is that line thin, or they just have they just have a problem?
I personally, I don't believe that line is thin. Like, I feel like if you love somebody or you're being loved by somebody, it should benefit people around you in some way. If it doesn't, if people are getting hurt, then that's not love at
Yeah.
all. So I don't believe that there is a thin line between love and horror. Or did you say love and horror or love and evil?
Love and evil. Love and evil.
Love it. I don't believe it's a thin line between love and evil. I think people, they like to use that word love as a cover up for some underlying issues that they have. They want to be able to get away with the actions that they want to take. And they say, oh, but it's in the name of love. Just like people use the excuse of religion to take action, and they're using it to control people, or to influence others and to manipulate people into doing what they want. So I don't think there's a thin line between love and evil. You're either evil or it's love. It's one or the other. It's not both.
You know what? You made me think about generationally. Like, I think our previous generations, our ancestors, they dealt with more in the sake of love, when it really wasn't those things. It was just bad, poor behaviors. I'm going to say something that's triggering, so trigger warning in the head. There was a statement that people used to say back in the day, like, if they don't hit you, they don't love you. Insanity. Absolutely. It's absolutely insanity. And so, but I get what they're saying. They're saying, I love you so much that I will just, I get what they're saying. It's crazy. It makes zero sense. But like, it's just stuff like that. That's the thought I thought of when you were saying about evil and how it's not love, and how people can use that to sort of manipulate you, which is still not love.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I actually thought about that one movie. Was it Fear or
Fear? Yeah, with Mark Wahlberg and
yeah, exactly.
Lisa Silverstone.
His ass was crazy as hell, but he tried to act like he was so in love with her.
Hell,
or even that more recent movie that came out. Jaleesa, you know what I'm talking about. One with Blake Lively in it.
Oh, Thought of You or Something of You.
The Flower Shop movie.
Yeah.
It ends with us.
It ends with us. Yeah,
it
ends with us.
ends with us. Right, exactly. Even at the end of that movie, right? Like he seemed like he was reformed in some way, but in reality, he was saying, "I love you. We could be together." Da da da. Like I'll do better. Anybody got time for all that? You know what I'm saying? Like you lying.
And
Because
Fear
you
was
would've never
Reese
did
Witherspoon. Fear had Reese Witherspoon, not Alicia Silverstone. Sorry, I misspoke.
It's all right. It's Black History Month.
Oh yeah.
Hello. I mean, any Tyler Perry plot has these things has those things that we're talking about.
Jimmy said the white Tyler Perry movie. I mean,
The Door. Jimmy, The Door.
But you know what? Tyler Perry is good for doing that too. Like putting these traumatic relationships on display. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have somebody getting beat or whatever.
I mean, it works, right? But why? See, this is going to go into a whole other conversation. I'm like, why
we do not have the rest of the episode to talk about that.
No, that's what we do. What you talking about? Hello, Tyrone. Why do you think? I'm going to ask you a separate question. Couples in horror movies, does it do it for you? Do you care about it? Question part one. The second part is just how your thoughts about it in general. Having that.
You said cones in a horror movie.
I know your thoughts about having cones in horror movies. I'm talking about couples
in horror movies.
How do you hear cones from couples?
You know what
I was like, where are we going with this? But couples in horror movies, I mean, I think it's interesting. It does become a liability at some point, when you do have someone you love running around, because it's like, shit, now I got to sacrifice my damn self. If I'm just running by myself, or if I'm just running with my homies, it's like, nigga, catch up. But if I'm with my girl, if I'm with my wife, it's like, yo, I gotta make sure she good. So it's like I'm walking into this shit knowing I might die, but
I cannot.
Like I said, stay at home. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, let us handle it. Oh no, you want to come?
Yeah. So it's a liability in horror movies.
Damn.
Where's the shade of it? That was the shade of it all. That was the shade of it all.
She was the only one who survived in Midsummer. She was the only one. Yeah, she was the tag along, but she was the only one. Everybody else got dropped.
Well,
because as soon as the motherfuckers come after you, the big baddie, the vampire, Brooklyn or whomever, they going after who you love. They already know. It's like I got Mary Jane Spider-Man. Let's go. It's like you already know.
She sure looks good getting out of that shower. Oh God, leave her alone, please.
And I ain't no damn Mary Jane, okay? I'm Photon or okay, I'm one of them.
Tried that. Michael said, I don't mind couples as long as they already are couples, but building a romance in a situation is crazy. Remember this moment. We got to talk about that because we experienced it. When it's done correctly. Was it done correctly? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Nope. Sorry.
We have your one. I got your little nappy, Marcus. Come on down here, Marcus. That's some thin line between love and hate. If you have not seen that.
We're going to have my birthday cake.
Marcus, I got your little nappy.
Can I curse on here?
Yes, you can.
A nigga sorry.
All right, last movie is Final Destination, Dead or Alive.
Damn. Can you beat that?
Can you?
Is that mean before I knew that it was death or after I knew it was death?
This is the second act. Okay, you're still together with your partner. You know what's happening. You've been through the car wreck. You had the premonition. You're here. Okay. We're here.
I think I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm a goner because I can't deal with the paranoia. Like dude with the gloves and well, that was the first one, but he was trying to. I cannot live my life trying to prevent it. It's just I will never go out, never be around anything. Never. Like I won't be able to live my life.
Tyrone.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm a 36-year-old black man. I think I've been doing good so far. I've been doing good so far, so I'm confident. You know, I'm confident.
Right on.
Michael says,
Oh,
okay, but Michael, I'm not. So this will be great. But I'm with Jaleesa. My anxiety is already extremely high. So
Yeah.
me having to be on edge, either I'm not going to be a good friend and you're going to want me to die, or I'll keep us alive. I will keep us alive. But you're not going to like me through this process, or I'm going to be dead, or I'll shut down completely. It's not going to work. But in Final Destination 2, she was in an insane asylum.
Yes.
Don't come in here with no shoelaces, no pins, no pads. I'm taking myself out because I'm not. Period. I get caught up dying from a wedgie on the ceiling fan. I know we all saw the trailer.
I'm about to say, did you see the teaser for the new one? That was crazy.
Yeah.
It felt like them saying, "We're back, bitches." I was like, okay.
I can't wait.
Okay. Me too.
I can't wait either.
We may got to talk about that, y'all. That's gonna be real good.
Yeah.
Let's see, Jaleesa.
Yes.
I think it's time that we take you to the Hell Seat Newlywed Edition. The both of you grab hands and let's travel.
Ooh.
Whoop whoop. And we are here.
Yes.
Surprise. We have a couple of questions.
All right.
How this works, we're going to ask you some questions one at a time, and you have to both have the same answer. So, for an example, just an icebreaker. You're
not going to have the same answer.
You never know. Oh, yeah. Who would die first in Hellraiser? Jaleesa or Evol? Tyrone? Between who would die first?
Me.
See, that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And you get to leave this place. You get to hold hands and leave here together, okay?
Yes.
Christy, kick this thing off.
All right. I'm so glad that I don't have to be the one answering these questions. Okay. So you're in a slasher movie. You're a movie character. Who would be the quiet one sneaking around, and who would be the one getting caught making all the noise?
That's the funny one. I already got my answer. Do we answer at the same time?
I think I'd be the one sneaking. I'm the one sneaking around because I don't make any noise through the house. I'd be scaring her. You know, she'd be like, "Make some noise, damn it. Make some noise."
I disagree.
Oh,
yeah. I disagree because I'm the same way. When I would see a friend or whatever waiting at the train station, I would just be like right next to her, and she'll be like, "Like, why didn't you?" In and Left for Dead, I'm the one. I'm crawling in the game. I'll be the one sneaking around. So I disagree. Maybe we don't get killed. Yeah, make some noise or something.
What's wrong with you? You're the perfect Ghostface, Tyrone.
Yes.
In more than one ways, but in this situation, you're definitely
yes. You and Dewey.
Yes, you are. Insert flashback of when he did the Hell Seat, please, of that moment. In the recording. Okay. My question is, if you were driving like in Texas Chainsaw Massacre and you saw a Black person on the side of the road hitchhiking, which one of you would be okay with picking them up?
Me.
Why?
Because that's just who I am. I'm gonna be like, yo, let me extend that hand. But her, she's like, I don't know this motherfucker.
The gift of fear.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if you were by yourself?
Even if I was by myself, would I do it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It
Probably be more
depends.
so.
If it's in the daytime, because at night you could be the fucking hitchhiker. Y'all done seen that episode of The Twilight Zone where you pick up somebody and you let them out, and then you meet them. You drive 5 miles down the road, and that motherfucker there, and it's like, how'd you get up there when I just left you 5 miles down?
That means you're having a mental break, and you need to pull
I'm out
over.
of it. You're out of it. You're out of it. I don't even care.
Yes.
I feel that. Christy, what about you?
I definitely would not do it. People crazy these days. You just never know.
It's Black History Month. Y'all playing with our people, and I don't know what I would say. Rose, Harriet Tubman would never. She would always drag
everybody. Every time, lately, I've been saying crazy things on the news, and I'm like, a black man did it? Like, dang! I be getting shocked.
But Tamon, if we talking about Harriet Tubman, though, she also say that she would have got more slaves to be, I call them hostages. She would have got more hostages to be saved if they knew they were hostages.
Yeah.
Yes. Say that.
He also punched babies too, because when they started crying. So get us home. Get us home, Mary.
I don't think that's true. Someone made that up. Because how y'all know? Nobody was here.
Because the babies, I'm not, never mind. Okay. So. All right, Christy, the next question is on you.
Okay. Who is more likely to scream out loud in the theater? Me too.
It's Michael. My question is,
these are great questions.
Yeah. Thank you.
I will yelp.
I was laughing Wicked. I was singing during Wicked.
Oh, same.
Like, they said, don't sing. I was like, choir. We doing this.
Have you both seen Wolfman?
Sing what?
Wolfman.
No, we haven't seen it yet.
I know that too. So I'm sorry. I can do a zombie story, right? So let's say that the other one was bit. Who would be the first one easier for the other one to kill? Like, Jaleesa, would it be easier for you to pull the trigger? Or do you think he would have an easier time to do it? Let's do harder. That feels
oh, yeah.
I would have a harder time pulling.
Yeah, I would have a hard time. No.
You would have an easier time.
No, I would like not him. No.
I like the way you said that. Not him. No.
Yeah, not him.
Well.
I told you not to go outside.
Just like the Walking Dead. He was like, he had a hard time shooting that girl. It was sad.
Do it, baby.
We saw From Dusk Till Dawn. You got to do it before the shit pop off.
All right, Christy. Last question from thee.
Okay. Okay, so in the beginning of the movie that we're going to be talking about, they redid their proposal to get the shot. Which one of you would most likely do that?
Oh, that's good.
She feels really guilty right now.
I don't know if this term can be said anymore, but are you a bridezilla? Were you a bridezilla?
No.
People say that. Okay.
No.
But you'll get that shot right. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not a bridezilla, but you're gonna get it right. Okay. That was a good one. You made me sick. That was such a good question because that
that was a great question.
What?
Thank you.
All right. in horror, that's mean movies. This could mean villains, actors, actresses, whatever you want to be. If you were able to give your partner a hall pass for a horror movie fictional character, who would it be?
These questions, I swear. You got to kill your man and you got to give him a hall pass.
Period. It's Black History Month, baby.
The Mist.
The Mist, because it ain't.
That's your hall pass.
There's something in the mist. Not this mist.
That's it.
No games being played.
You heard that? I thought you was going to say Tiffany Valentine. No, that little dog.
That's a name.
She's out of it. All right, Tyrone. It's in your court.
You know what? Since you chose the Mist, I'm gonna choose the 1408, The Room.
Ooh.
What? That's a hall pass?
Yeah, since we not choosing people.
No, that's
now you started this. You can't do that. You started this.
1408.
1408. Yeah.
You did this. You started this with the Mist, and he ended it.
He wouldn't lose his mind. I wouldn't lose my mind in 1408.
But a good one.
I wouldn't get out. And weren't there people in that room, sort of?
That's it now.
It was almost like virtual. It's like virtual reality. You know, if you think about it. He just didn't use it to his full capacity. But think about if you could use it on some freak shit.
That's horrifying. I would not want to be in no damn 1408.
Sounds sickening. Michael said The Fly. Absolutely not.
Mike.
No, you could at least say Candyman, or you know what? I got you, Mike. Yours would be Terrifier, Art the Clown.
Oh, dang.
It's probably everything
not
too,
terrifying.
but that's we'll probably have a good time too, but
with his horn.
Substance monster. Oh, I thought you meant the girl from the substance. You trying to get a fight started.
Right.
Okay, not her. Ooh. Okay. Well, that was my last question. And Julius, what would you made? You survived the first time.
You survived.
Yeah, I thought the questions were gonna be hard. I thought it was gonna be like some trivia stuff. I was gonna be like, I don't know.
You said you were not thrilled. When we see you again in the hell seat,
no, I'm sorry. I take it back.
No take backs. No take backs.
No.
We're gonna go to commercial, and when we come back, we're gonna dive into some real ass stuff, talking about heart eyes and all the things. It's a commercial.
Mike, you know Art the Clown don't bathe.
In blood.
Yeah,
he be carrying that trash bag around.
He's real nasty. He's real nasty.
So, you guys want to hear a scary story?
The spirits want to come out and play.
And that is another production from King Shalon. That was scary, Shalon. So kudos. That looked really fun. I can't wait to watch that. When she started running towards the black girl, I'm just glad to see all these black faces in there.
Yeah.
We love that. So let's bust this thing open, y'all. A quick overview of this movie. It is about a couple not really a couple, two individuals who come together and be stalked by a killer. The end. No, but seriously, Hard Eyes was a really cool slasher film that came out maybe last weekend, I think. And it just really covers a serial killer named the Heart Eye Killer. He is going around the city of
all these, above Philadelphia, yeah.
Philly. Yikes. He was running around Philly, cutting up couples. You know, I got questions for y'all, right? Like, are y'all going out if there was a Hard Eyes Killer around? What y'all doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
I run up, get gun up energy.
I mean, it's always somebody running around.
Yeah.
Like
it's Philly. It's not a real place.
I understand. So we are greeted with an amazing couple in the beginning who are getting their photos for their wedding and getting the perfect shot. And what we know next is that their murder ensues. We have a murdered photographer, which is one of my favorite kills of the thing.
Same.
We had a murdered fiance and a chase scene with the seemingly main, opening girl, and she kills herself by getting into this compactor and crushing herself. So we're going to start there. Let's just sort of break down this opening. How do we feel sitting in the seat? The screen comes on, and boom, the lovely couple is there doing their thing.
Well, I did love the opener. I did. I agree with you, Tamon. That was one of my favorite kills. I didn't see that coming. Like, I didn't jump, but I was like, oh, like I jumped back because I did not. Boom, right through the lens. And I did laugh a little bit. I was like, gosh, this guy is so cringe, but I can relate. Can you do it again or whatever? And it's like, Dad, because he probably wanted that video and wanted to keep it or something like that, safekeeping. But I did enjoy those first kills. How it started, and you just don't know what's going to happen. I did enjoy that compactor kill, but I was like, girl, why do they do this in film? Where you're running from a killer, do not go in any enclosed spaces, especially if there's no way out. So I was like, she gonna die. Because that's literally the dumbest place you could go in.
She didn't know what that machine was, I assumed.
It's still an enclosed place. You still gonna be trapped in there. And then she's like, ooh, like making all this noise, but like trying not to make like they're not gonna see you or hear you. It was just, but I did enjoy that. I did like the first kills.
Yeah. I mean, I think I did enjoy the beginning, even though it was kind of weird for me because, going into it, they were like, all right, it's a horror, movie with comedy elements. I felt like the comedy elements like fell a little flat for me. It was kind of like when you're watching a comedy in America and then that's a remake of a comedy from overseas and you're like, oh shit, I love the American version. Then when you watch the overseas version, it doesn't hit the same comedic beats or whatever because it's different. I felt that's kind of how I felt about this shit. It didn't hit the comedic beats. I think if they would have dialed up the comedy just a little bit, because I'm a fan of the not another teen movie type comedy. So I feel like if they would have did this, but with the Hard Eyes element, same script, but if it would have been, like the comedy of that, and the beats that they hit with that, then I would have dug it a little bit more. But it did give me a dope kill with the lens, which was awesome.
It happened so fast too. Like I was like still like adjusting. We were chatting in the car, watching the movie. Like then all of a sudden he's out of it. I really like the groom sounds like me in stressful situations, and so I was like, he is a reminder of like to always be kind because you never know how people will your last moments, right? And he got taken out pretty early. Christy, we talked about this, but what did you think about this wonderful opening?
Okay, so I like the opening, and I agree with Tyrone in the fact that I wish they pushed the envelope just a little bit more. because you could tell that they were trying to use this opening to kind of like set the tone for what we can expect with the movie, right? Like this will be like a rom-com, but not.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like on the cusp of being cheesy enough for it to be funny, but it wasn't. It was like it was trying to get there, but it just didn't quite hit the mark. But I do like what they tried to do with this opening sequence, but they didn't carry through the rest of the film to me. But we'll get into that later. But in this beginning part, I think my favorite kill was also the camera guy. I think that was like the best one.
Yeah.
Because like Julie said, it comes out of nowhere. You're not expecting it at all. And so I think that factor helped it land a lot better. And so it came across just like a strong opening kill.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they tried to play with like stupid things that people do in movies, kind of like Jaleesa and Tyrone kind of mentioned, with the girl getting inside that compactor and covering her mouth, trying to be quiet, but not really trying to be quiet. But I don't know. It came off as they were trying to make it seem comedic, but it came off more as like cheesy to me and cringe, in my opinion.
Yeah. You know how sometimes like scripts are written in one way, then another writer comes and do another pass. Like this feels like a script that was written as a rom-com, and then a horror writer came in on top of it and then did all the things. Like the opening was because it really felt like before they finally went on that, they met her ex at the restaurant, like before things started escalating. It felt like just a normal rom-com movie with sprinklings of things that like something that's happening in the background. It's like these trendy Peacock TV shows. That's what it felt like. I enjoyed the opening. I thought it was great. I thought the kill was great. I thought the compactor was. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know she got in. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why she was screaming. Once I realized it, my heart sunk, because in those moments of no control in the situation, that's where the fear comes. And so I can imagine. I've never been that afraid before, and I couldn't imagine being that terrified. I can't remember if her performance sold that moment or not. I think I was okay with it, but it felt bad for me.
I agree. Does that? Like I can't imagine being in a situation like that. Like that would freak me the heck out.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm seeing something closing in on me. Like, what the heck am I gonna do? You can't do anything. No. But she was known for getting in there, like Jaleesa
said. Then from there we are introduced to our main characters. Olivia Hope plays Allie, and Mason Gooding, who's also from Scream franchise, Tyrone, plays Jay Simmons. DJ Simmons. And their characters are pretty much put on the front of who they're going to be. She's the sarcastic, witty, straight to the point girl in this moment, and he is who he always plays, the Prince Charming who comes in and does his thing, right? And so, how do we feel about that coffee moment? Because they bumped each other's heads, right?
Yeah,
multiple times.
Yeah.
So dumb.
But if this was a rom-com, like, is that old school rom-com? Like, was that cringy, or was that like, okay, cool, we get it, or was it like perfect?
I didn't like it. Like I used to be a hopeless romantic, so even to this day, I still watch my fair share of romance movies. I love dark romance as well. I go back and forth. I'll do the Korean dramas. I'll do the Taiwanese dramas. I love those, especially how, in anime, I like watching anime. So when I see original stories where two characters fall in love, or maybe they're friends, or you see this person, I don't know, like the whole coffee scene was just, it was a little too awkward for me, and I didn't understand what the instant connection was or what they were trying to do. I mean, I do agree with you, Taymon. Like it seemed like it was supposed to be a rom-com, but a horror person stepped in. But it also at the same time feels like it was maybe supposed to straight up be a comedy, and then a romantic person stepped in and a horror person stepped in. Like it was because they kind of missed the ball on a lot of romantic elements as well. I didn't feel the chemistry. I didn't see the synergy. I didn't understand where this connection was. It just felt like desperation on her part, because they wanted to make sure we saw in that scene that she's like it's Valentine's Day. You know, that whole trope with girls who are like, I wish I had a honey boo thing for Valentine's Day. And then you have the best friend who's like, girl, you gonna get your bitch together, and any guy will be lucky to have you. And then you just have like this crazy coffee order, and y'all just bond on that. I'm sorry,
they have the same order.
That wasn't it for me. It was given Hallmark, and we don't do Hallmark.
Yes.
Okay.
Thing.
That is very fair. My king Michael said he loved Olivia in this. Mason was Chad, but he came across as a cornball respectfully. Why wasn't he my hall pass, Michael? We need
because Tamon, he is his hall pass. That's why.
I mean, if that's the case, then come on, what's up? but yeah, you know what? This is why I love doing these reviews, because in the moment I'm like, oh my God, this was some really cool things, but processing it and then talking out with horror experts as you all, it feels good, because I thought one way about it, but now that you say things, I'm like, okay, the coffee order was Hallmark Channel, and even the styling of their clothes and the rich best friend who had all of that. Yes, King George, yes, it works. I thought it was cute too, and I could be biased because I like Chad. I mean Mason Gooding. See what he did?
I'm sure that's fine. I'm just saying facts.
Okay, so Tyrone, you're out of this question. Oh, so you know, guys like that, like he's very charming. Could you see that situation actually happening with you? If like all those things align, like bumping your head, same order, could you see this happening to you too?
No, but how was he charming?
The smile, the size of his sweater, the
size of his sweater.
Come on, y'all know he was great. Like when they went on that work date and he was trying to like understand her and she chewed his ass up. Y'all didn't feel bad?
No.
I must be really biased. I must be biased.
But yes. It's okay, Tamon. It's okay. It's just I didn't like what they did with his role, and I think Christy, I don't know if we're similar when it comes to that, but in that particular scenario, it would have went way different. Like I just feel like I was getting, you know, Hallmark Channel or a Lifetime movie, but not on Sundays, on like a Tuesday where they don't watch it. Not on the Sunday with the good movies. It was given that, like they were trying to pass them off as super duper innocent at the beginning, so we could suspect them later. But I feel like in the real world, if you would have got someone like me, you got to be Michael B. Jordan from Sinners. You can't. You know what I mean? Like with the, you know, I know y'all saw that GQ. You know, just that he just, you know, just.
What happened
more confident, not more Disney Prince. It's just
I did not like his character. It made no sense.
I'm so innocent. Look at my coffee order. It's like no, bro. It's it ain't like that.
I want to say that I describe him all the time as a Disney prince, and to hear someone else say that,
that's Chris Naveen. I'm telling you, like it ain't real. It ain't real.
And I just want to say how you slid Michael B. Jordan in there. And a moment ago, you said The Mist, and I just want to circle back to that because
no.
That's the funny thing is, Michael B. Jordan in Sinners was gonna be my answer for her until she said The Mist.
Girl, see, you messed yourself up.
Don't do not believe him. Don't believe him. Don't do it. Now, Tamon, this is charm. This is lies in charm.
That
like so he's lying. He would never choose Michael B. Jordan. That's a damn lie.
Now you gotta bump heads too. So like, boom, sorry. The podcast. Sorry. Okay, so we met those two characters. They were supposed to come across as very charming, and one was very prickly. That was Allie. I actually enjoyed her and her best friend in the lens of a Hallmark movie. So since we understand what we're watching, let's just go from there. So we're watching this Hallmark horror movie that came to the mainstream and we paid for. Um, and Allie is in advertising, and she comes up with this awful pitch. Sort of, what was it? Romantic, gothic romanticism. That's it, gothic romanticism. So her pitch for Valentine's was about how love makes you want to kill yourself. Circling back to us talking about love and evil, but that was her pitch. And with the killer roaming around Philly, that wasn't the best thing to go with. So her boss chewed her ass up. Okay. And she didn't get fired, but she got sidelined by her new employee friend, coworker, which is Jay Simmons. So now this did feel a little contrived by the script work. It's such a classic piece of like old rom-coms, right?
Yeah.
That you could have found a different way to incorporate him. Tyrone, what do you think?
I mean, to be honest, I didn't like Olivia at all. Like I'm not gonna say she's trash, but I felt about Olivia how I felt about that girl in Smile. You're just boring. Nothing is eventful about you at all. Your character is uninteresting. Every time you was on the screen, I'm like, why are you here?
Your hair didn't even.
And you one of the main characters, so it's like, damn, dog, I gotta be here for like another hour and a half. So it's like, seeing her in that situation, like, yeah, it sucked for her, but I did not feel sorry at all. I was just like, oh, this is what's gonna carry the story.
She irritated me when she went on her date in that suit. I was like, where's the dress, girl? And she popped out in this pantsuit, and I was over it. And your friend spend the money? No, we're not doing that. So I was over her at that point. You know what, Tyrone? I actually didn't mind her when they started to kick in. Like when stuff started to happen, like the action and and all the action starts to kick in. She started to turn up a little bit for me. Oh, Tyrone, they got slamming you in the comments.
Listen, it is what it is. I gotta be truthful. Like, I walked out the movie, I was like, shit. This is because I was, to be honest, let me just put it out there. I was not excited about this damn movie to begin with. I was more excited about Companion, and I turned out to be right. Companion was a much better film, but we are talking about Hard Eyes tonight. Olivia,
I mean, it also is a perfect double feature for Hard Eyes. So
yeah, it is. It is.
Because it's perfect for this Valentine's season, honestly. Love, we need to take a drink. Y'all are killing me. Nobody's tipsy. Nobody's crying yet. Nobody's throwing stuff. I don't understand.
What other roles? What other roles?
Let me give you that. Olivia Holt has been in Cloak and Dagger. That's why I didn't like that show either. She was in Cruel Summer. She's in Cruel Summer. She's in Totally Killer. Don't remember her in that. Totally Killer. Oh, she played her mother in the past. Okay. She was in. Well, there's some stuff here, but I've never seen any of it. And it's children things like Girl versus Monster. I Didn't Do It. Shake It Up. Dump Me. Not. The Stand. Anyway, that's what we got for her.
Oh,
the Disney girl.
All uninteresting. All bland,
you didn't see none of them.
Unseasoned. Because I saw the posters. I saw Cloak and Dagger's poster. I seen Totally Killer poster, and all this shit is just.
Did you say unseasoned?
Yes, unseasoned, boiled.
That's passive aggressive, but I understand it's Black History Month, so we can say whatever we want. Well, you know what? They meet up, and immediately she hates him. Because she thinks he's going to take her job, and still nothing else has happened in the movie besides building up this connection between these two. So Jay and Allie, they decide to save the campaign. Let's have a dinner tonight on Valentine's Day. And her bestie, and her name was Monica. Monica was like, girl, we got to get you right because what you wearing, you look a mess. So we're going to take you, get you a dress, get you a makeover, and get you ready for this thing. And she picked a suit. And they show up at the restaurant, and she tears his ass up when he's trying to be charming and nice and work together. And how do we feel about that conversation, huh? I'm sick of this.
at least make it be funny. If you're going to have a conversation like that, at least add some comedic elements to it, because what tone are we going with here? Because for me, it seems like, you know, some of this stuff was written for comedic effect, but then some of this stuff was written for like dramatic effect, and then some, or for it to be thought provoking. And it's like, what the hell are we doing? I feel like a lot of other movies in that type of situation have done it better. What was that movie? Run Sweetheart Run.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I like that
when
one.
she went on the date with her, you know, boss or whatever.
Yeah,
that was done
yeah.
well. Now, of course, that turned out way different than this scenario or whatever.
She
but
should have ran.
you know, this I just feel like it's just I feel like that scenario, that scene, it didn't necessarily. I didn't feel sorry for anybody. I didn't feel sorry for her. I didn't feel sorry for Mason.
I mean, okay, so as far as that, well, just one thing about that marketing campaign, Tamon and Christy, I want to touch on. I felt like it was a failed attempt to be like the Strange campaign from from Boomerang. Yeah, it was like a really, really failed attempt. And it's like, how that idea was so bad. Like how it was unbelievable that she would, even for someone like her who is going through a heartbreak and all that, I just don't believe someone who was making a lot of some smart decisions in this film besides what she wore. And I just don't believe that was her vision. I just feel like as soon as I saw that, I was like, what man wrote this? What man wrote this and the line she said at the restaurant? Because because the marketing campaign was very like cutthroat and bloody and all that. And I'm like, I feel like that is a perspective from a man, because a lot of men think that when women go through heartbreak, we hate men. And it's like, no, that's not it at all. Because clearly she wants to be with a man. She clearly wants to be, you know, she wants somebody. Otherwise, she wouldn't be like, oh, look at my ex and this and that. Like, clearly she wants love. Why would she do a campaign like that? And then going to the restaurant, like movies like Deliver Us from Eva, or that movie was late. What was it? Brown Sugar. You show up in the red dress, just like Run Sweetheart Run. You show up in something sexy, not a turtleneck in a Cuban link.
I have no idea what that was about. That was terrible.
So mad.
Then you got your stereotypical marginalized friend hyping you up because you're the white girl who's insecure and you need to be beat up. And then I did not like the friend. Like, girl, turn down the Rosie Perez. We know you ain't like that for real.
Thank you. And then they gave her this trophy tail relationship, being with some old dude swiping his black card. I'm like, that's all they can come up with.
Yeah, it's a stereotype. It was unbelievable. So Tamon, I'm telling you that even that part alone confirms that a man wrote this, and someone who don't know anything about romance
Christopher Landon
also added this.
Unfortunate.
Who?
Let me say one thing. Y'all are dragging this movie. I am living for it. Everybody is dragging. Y'all ate that. I'm not gonna hold you. Y'all
that's his name, Christopher Landon.
The Christopher Landon.
It might as well have been Max Landis, you know, who wrote this shit, because he don't know a goddamn thing about romance.
I'm sorry, who is that? I only know black people.
I support everybody black. I'm sorry.
Yeah, who's that? I'm sorry.
That's John Landis' son.
If I saw that man, I'm sorry to that man.
I mean, Michael, of course, if you broke up with me, I would do the same thing. I would do tons of episodes about breakups and murders and horror. Okay, so I totally get it. That's what she did. She took her life and made it personal. And in other times, that would be great, but this is not your company. It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they were trying to make us think that it's possible that she could be the killer. It was 80s cheese without the 80s.
Yeah, and I feel like the motherfucker who wrote this shit I feel like they might not even like love for real. They just were told to write a story about love, because it's especially throughout the movie, especially at the end, and it's like, oh, it comes together. They want to make it seem like it's, that theme, but I feel like this motherfucker don't know shit about love.
I love that.
I don't know. I think it's almost like they were in two different places when they wrote this movie. Jaleesa said this earlier about how it didn't make sense. There are a lot of instances of things that don't really make sense. It's almost like, when people make a record these days, right? I lay my track and then I send it to you, and then you add your vocals on it on the other side. That's what this script feels like.
It's giving COVID. Yeah. So I was not anticipating y'all dragging this movie like this, but I'm here for it. Let's just keep moving because we haven't even got to anything spicy yet. They leave the restaurant after she hurts his feelings. She hurts my friend's feelings, and then they leave the restaurant, and then they bump into her ex. And when that happens, and she kisses Mason,
HR immediately HR.
You're out of it, girl.
Like, why?
There was a lot. Rom-com rules. The rom-com rules say if my boo walk up, you go kiss me now. You go have to kiss me while they're pulling up. Okay, this don't mean nothing until they do that one moment where they realize they're looking at each. You open your eyes and you love it. Anyway,
that ain't real. Deliver us from Eva.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. That ain't real. Deliver Us from Eva did that better. When she ran into the ex, Eva had the ex with Kenya Moore's character, and he was married or all that, and she's like, "Oh God," like she's dying. And then LL Cool J smooth walk up, and he's like, "Here I am. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was tied up with work giving a presentation to the mayor." And then the mayor walked up. That right there, you ain't gotta kiss her, or you don't have to kiss him to showcase that you moved on or whatever. Like, I'm sorry, that was a violation on her part.
Yeah.
Plus, Homie was a cornball. Like, her ex was a
straight up cornball.
Whack.
What you got to prove? What you got to prove nothing to this dude.
You standing next to Mason Gooding was enough.
That's it. It's hilarious because up until that point, all we've seen is her looking at these pictures of this man. And then the moment he opens his mouth, I'm like, wait, what? I'm not understanding why she's so hung up on him.
It didn't work for me. I was hoping, and me and Chris talked, I was hoping that, okay, they said, oh, we had a double date. Another thing that is contrived about this script. See, look what y'all did to me. Another thing that is contrived. They were like, oh,
we opened your eyes.
Yeah.
Your heart eyes.
The couple that died. Those were our friends, that couple that died. But so and then he was like, you still came to dinner? Yeah, we had a reservation. So we just thought I thought they were going to go with them, which would have been really funny dialogue, but apparently the writers couldn't handle that scene. They probably couldn't handle that. That would have been funny, rom-com 101. And then I thought the four of them would be attacked. The other two quickly dispersed, but then the other one will have, we're not following these two people the entire movie. I was wrong.
Yeah. That was one of my hangups. Should have been.
So that one of my
hangups.
That wasn't in the writer's room, boo?
That too. And then part two, that we only got these two people as our, like, it wasn't enough kills that mattered in the film.
There were none besides.
That's true. Yeah. No, except for the last.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I just feel like there should have been more
oh no, not my rankings.
Impact could have been on it if they had main characters like this couple.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, if they had this situation where they all went out together and were being stalked, then we would have had two additional kills that actually, made an impact to the film instead of all these random people that no one ever sees again.
See, listen, and they should have did at least 3 or 4 couples that were, the main characters of the movie, and we saw how each of them had to navigate through hard eyes, and even like what you had mentioned, Tamon, with the dinner scene, like if we would have seen them go to dinner as the two couples, or whatever, and then maybe even have hard eyes, because this is supposed to be a comedy, have hard eyes in the background, pulling some crazy shit, and one of the kitchen staff, dies or whatever because of hard eyes foolishness or whatever. Like, just we're supposed to have fun.
Y'all should be in the writer's room.
Yeah.
We all should be in the writer's room.
We should
Somebody
be having fun. And I agree with you. I don't know how to say this the best way, but I guess it's Black History Month. I can say this. It's only a small critique about Mason Gooding. You know how your proximity to a certain group of other people makes you feel like you're part of that group of other people? And his acting performances shows that, right? And so don't get me wrong, there are all types of Black and brown people from all types of backgrounds who have shared experiences and maybe not. But I wish for him in this role to separate him from other things that he did. He actually showed me like that 90s Black actor swag, like Lorenz Tate. Like I felt like you were a Black actor in this movie and not a script that read open ethnicity verse. That makes sense?
Yes.
The script it can say Black man 25 or it can say open ethnicity 25. This one definitely was open ethnicity and it was written as such. And you could tell that in his swag, and his delivery, and the context of his jokes that were trying to be conveyed. And that's not saying that doesn't exist. It would just have been nice to see something different.
That's a great observation.
Yeah. That is James. That is true. He is just like his dad. He is. He's on that line. Even his dad was in Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mason, I don't know, bro. I don't know if you can do that. So now things start. So he takes her home. They take her shared cab home. He waits outside to let her get in. That feels normal.
Thank you, Jaleesa.
Oh, I left my key. I don't know where. So
where
there's got to be some reason for you to have to come up
in the dressing room. Look how long ago that was. You just never realized you ain't got your keys.
Now you got to come up and see my apartment for some reason. I have to find some excuse to keep you in the scene with me.
Can I also make a note about why did you break in? Me and my friend was like, why did they do? I was like, why didn't you just call the supervisor who you just said the line before is really cool?
Because she was a white woman. That's why she did that. Because who would do that?
And the fact that she was like, oh yeah, my landlord loves me. Like,
they didn't have no way to get her in that apartment. So they was like, we're just going to have a break in.
They broke. Oh, true. You broke the glass, right, to get into the building. But how did you open the door? You picked the lock. They didn't give us
exactly.
What would have solved that movie? What would have solved is let the super buzz you in and let you in your apartment. A free kill or let him go about his way. But no.
And you don't know how you living. You don't know how you living, girl, because you was living the place was a goddamn mess. You know, you got shit all over the dresser.
Let me explain that. A man wrote this because apparently when we get our heart broken, we're also not clean creatures. And we hate men. And when we're in charge of campaigns, we want to kill them and then drift off in the coffee shop and look at our exes. Because that's what we do. And I'm sorry.
We leave our sex toys out as well.
Yes, it's there is no sex toy drawer. It's not in the underwear or the sock drawer. It's just readily available right there next to all this other stuff, all dirty and shit. Like that's what we do apparently when we get our heart broken. And as far as the ex and that girlfriend, I thought they did it because they had direct connections to everybody who was killed except for the people we didn't know. So I thought it was them, and the girl who was with him was giving, I'm an actor, he's an actor. They had no chemistry whatsoever. So I was like, it was them. That's what I first said to him. But then when that police station thing happened, I was like, oh, it was him.
Okay, so, oh shit. So 18 million maybe can affect the type of actors we can get, but the two of them are still not like.
This was the budget?
It was 18 million and it made 10 million. But let's give Valentine's Day to pass because people want to do this on dates and shit. So let's see. Okay, it won't be a sequel. No sequel then.
It
didn't deserve one.
But I agree. Like the Mask should come back though. They just need better writers.
The Mask is so freaking good.
I put that on Twitter. If someone loves me, Michael, if someone loves me, could you find that mask for me and send it to me? I think it's amazing. I can't find it anywhere. Maybe Party City will have it around Halloween, but the mask is super dope. I told Christy that I'm glad the lights were not on the entire time, just in that one particular scene, and it was used for a particular reason. So we appreciate
Loved
that.
it.
So I actually love this part. It was very Halloween 2018, but she was in her apartment and she opened her closet door and he was actually in there. I think I remember. I think I screamed at that moment only because the only way I can get involved in this is if I put myself in that predicament, right? That's the only way I can get involved in horror movies. And so, like, I was like, if that happened to me, I'm done. It's over with. So, how do we feel about our first? What is that called? A jump scare? Yeah, jump scare. No,
it's disrespectful for one. I mean, the setup was dope. You know, I was like, okay, you got a nice setup or whatever. Him being in the closet. But then she throw a damn, rabbit at this motherfucker's, chest. And it's like, what tone are we going for? Are we going for Michael Myers tone? Or are we going for, like some silly, not another teen movie tone? And I feel like if they would have leaned into the comedy a little bit more, it would have sold the scene for me. But just the fact that, because even a movie like what's that movie? Everywhere, Everything, All at Once or whatever, when they had the butt plugs, and that just because they amped up the comedy in those moments, I laughed, I enjoyed it. It was a highlight of the film. But in this one, it was just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like this is insulting.
How'd they get in the building? If you couldn't even get in the building, and
nobody knows.
You couldn't even get in the apartment, and there is no like proof that someone broke in. How did you get in?
Why is your hand? Why did you, Mason? Why did you volunteer to break in the house, break in the building? And then when you're in handcuffs later on, you play up that trump about that. Oh, excuse me, that trope. You play up that trope, that trope that, oh my God, I'm in the back seat. You know how that looks? Yeah, you literally just broke and entering early in this whole movie.
Yeah. I think that the point that Tyrone is making is evident for everything. Like the tone is completely off, and we don't know how we're supposed to take what we're seeing.
Yes,
because the tone is just completely off.
Yeah,
the whole.
I feel like this needed the blackening treatment. One of my problems with the blackening, it didn't lean into horror enough. But what it did is what Tyrone is wanting this movie to do. You picked the lane and you stayed in that lane and you balanced it. This one, it was so on the middle, you couldn't tell the tone and you were thrown off by it. That's what I'm getting from it. But this with the blackening team would have been dope. But extremely, it's funny, it's kills. We didn't have high expectations that this is going to be this cool comedy slasher that apparently didn't meet everybody's thing. But they get out of the house. This part pissed me off when I was watching it. They get away from the killer and they like close the door and lock the killer inside. And now they're just having this moment, like, hey, how y'all doing? You want to go get coffee after this? Or thanks for saving my life and all that kind of stuff. And then the killer hacks through the door and then they scream. We know that trope in horror. We know what's supposed to happen when you close the door and wait too long. It just felt a little cheesy for me too in that moment. Damn, did this movie not land?
At all.
I tried to tell you.
Even when they were running. And she was like, wait a minute, we not even a couple. And I was like, finally, someone in this movie says something that I'm feeling right now. And the killer is still like, well, I don't give a shit, So it's just like, it even more infuriated me in that moment.
That's why I thought it was the ex-boyfriend, because you have an actual motive. They had to slip in that part that she's the one who broke up with him. Why say that? Why did we need to know that if it wasn't him?
Yeah.
There was another moment that I didn't like from them is when something happened, they fell on top of each other. And they were just standing, it's all those moments. I think the problem is, it's not that it is those things y'all don't like, but it's also very cliche from the things that we've seen since we were kids and in rom-coms. We would like you to develop concepts even further and assume that we as people is more developed to go for these same tropes over and over and over again. The bumping of the head thing is actually something that irritates me in love stories in general. I think it's really stupid unless you're kids. But that moment when they them fighting together throughout this movie, I thought that was a plus. Because a lot of times, it's a damsel and she didn't seem like a damsel. He got his ass knocked out quite a bit. I don't know if that was that red herring sauce.
I think that's what they were trying to do.
Oh.
Use that moment as a red herring, especially that first one.
When her chase
when he gets knocked out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the initials. Don't forget about the initials. JS. Oh, that means you did it.
Well, Jordana Brewster said you were at this location where the murders happened. You were at this location. I was like, Mason, no. No, you didn't. Would have been a better probably ending if he did, but
thank you. It makes more sense.
Yeah, it probably would have been cool. Like when he was on his knees, we're just skipping around because apparently it doesn't matter to us. When he was on his knees and at the end and mouth gagged and Jordana Brewster was doing her sexy thing and talking about the killer, I really thought that he was going to take his mouthpiece off and say, hey, you're dead.
And that would have been a better ending.
Mm-hmm.
It's very Scream. However, comma, this is the genre that you're actually in. So you're doing every other trope.
Exactly. They should have just stuck it through all the way to the end.
I would have loved that. Pun intended.
Yeah.
Love that.
I would like to say, how do we feel about her chasing to the carousel or the fair, whatever she ran to? How do we feel about that moment?
You left me for a carousel now. You left me.
How do you feel if y'all was fighting and twirling the killer and doing your thing and you got knocked out? What would you expect her to do in that moment?
That's what I don't understand.
Shit. She gotta save herself. Shit.
Yeah.
You know.
I got you 2-on-2. I mean, 2 against 1, but 1-on-1, she's not gonna do her thing like that. So you gotta hit the. It was a big killer. He wasn't small, and you're terrifying. And the fact that he was sad about that, it was weird to me. I'm like, he didn't understand.
It was very weird.
That's what I'm.
And it's not like they were in a committed relationship with each other. These people right here are married. So it's a different situation. These people we just met, and he was acting like they had been together for like months.
Because we're supposed to believe it's love at first coffee. Because that's how it works. You get to sip coffee order, and that means y'all in love and y'all meant to be.
And it wasn't no real connection. Like, yeah, they tried to, make the coffee shit or whatever. But honestly, it would have been a better scene if they bumped heads, looked up at each other with the coffee, smiled at each other, and had a little fun or funny banter, and then bam, fucking arrow goes right through both of their fucking skulls. And then we get the tired hard eyes, and that's how we start the movie, And then we introduce the real characters.
Not the real characters. You mean her best friend and her sugar daddy?
Yeah, the real characters.
Her best friend and the sugar daddy. There we go.
I would have loved that too. These are all better films.
Just like, of course, we're expecting that type of trope in a romantic comedy or whatever, but this is Hard Eyes. We say fuck that, and let's make fun of this shit. Like, I know they tried to be on some meta bullshit or whatever, but it's like, yo, this was not fun to me. I did not have fun with this movie at all.
I am so grateful that Christopher Landon dropped out of being director of Scream 7, because if this is what he does with slashers, and I like his other slashers, and he's known for those type of slashers, like comedy, like that, not Death Becomes Her, but Happy Death Day and stuff like. He's known for fun.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't put as much spice on it as he has on his other films, because there was two other writers involved with this project, right?
And I'm gonna call out his horror. Listen to this. He did Paranormal 2 through 5 Activity. He did Happy Death Day, Happy Death Day to You, and Freaky, and Paranormal Activity next. Oh, okay, never mind. He did My Best Friend Exorcism Trash. Sometimes people miss, right? I'm sorry. Sometimes people miss, and obviously this could be one of his, but slashers, dude. I'm confused. I'm super confused. The kills were great. I will say that. Anybody who did die, now that I think about it, it was only like 3 people. No. Let me tell you something. He did the best he could do with this script.
He should have dropped out.
He should have.
Actors can't turn down roles. What you talking about?
Zendaya turned down that Aaliyah role when Wendy Williams tried to do that biopic on Lifetime. And then they had Alexandra Shipp, someone who should not have been casted as Storm, to play Aaliyah.
As nothing. Correct.
You can drop out. You could say no to the money. Say no.
Well, he has a contract with Paramount, so I don't know what he can do, which is probably why anyway, but yeah, he has a contract. I don't know if that's what it is.
Make this trash movie better. We know it's trash. Make it better.
Yeah, he can't break out the contract, unfortunately. Oh, you said, so what movie did you just bring up? Storm. Oh, Black History Month. When she made ice cubes in somebody's cup, throw it away. Why is Storm making ice cubes? Throw it away. Nobody meant it. Throw it away. Okay, well, we can see. Christy has been wanting to talk about something, and we're going to talk about one of my favorite crushes from the 90s, which is Jordana Brewster. Believe it or not, when the faculty came out, I was in love with her. I thought she was gorgeous. She's still gorgeous. So I was here for her and Mason, actually, for this movie. And I loved how sexy she was walking around that church at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, the killer, the detective. All right, Christy, can you start at the hospital? I mean, not the police station, and then work us to the reveal.
The police station?
Yeah, because that was when she was killed and taken out.
Oh, well, yeah, at the police station, they had Mason in handcuffs. Again, why? Anyway, they had him in there. They was interrogating him. Him and what was the other one?
Oh, Final Destination.
I call him
Devin.
Yeah,
Devin and them, right? They were interrogating him and basically trying to pin all this on him. They had evidence to support why he was HEK. But while they're there, the actual or another version of HEK comes into the police station and takes out a police officer, takes out Devin, and then and then now I did like in this scene because we saw how he could see in the dark through his mask. I did like that.
Me too.
That was done really well.
The way I laughed when her little legs scooted behind that desk, I was laughing. Like, oh, baby, he sees you. She was getting it behind the desk. He didn't care.
Oh, yes, Mike brought up, okay, they were Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah, and then they were like, oh, like the movie? And they're like, what movie? I'm like, that's so lame. But why they put that line in there?
It wasn't even a good movie. Why are y'all bringing up that movie? Why reference a bad movie?
You know why? In another bad movie, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah, so then we're realizing that obviously it's not Mason if he's trying to kill him. Then it seems as though the other detective has also been killed. But then later on, after they have taken out HEK at the drive-in, she shows up with her police car. She gets him inside the car, and then later on she gets a call, and that's how we end up at the church because she's running after him, going to the airport like the good old rom-coms.
I didn't understand it. I was
making sure he doesn't get away. She's got to go get her melanin man.
Oh, I hated that line so much.
I gave them the benefit of the doubt because I saw this shit and smiled and I was like, do not do this. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. And then when I heard that line, I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't have given them the benefit of the doubt. It was some bullshit. It was some straight up bullshit.
So y'all cringed, right?
Yes, like why?
Oh, I thought everybody was like, "Yes, mama." No, everybody was like, "No, thank you."
No, that was so unnecessary.
These black queens are not having it tonight. Let me tell y'all are not having it. No, that ain't charming. We don't want that.
I didn't say we ain't want that. I said particular women, and then certain scenarios in the real world. If there is synergy or chemistry between two people, or you set up a scenario where you meet somebody new, and it has to feel believable. We have to see believable. Like we have to believe that could happen to any of us. But that coffee shit, not realistic.
Thank you. That's what I tell my husband all the time, like, because I read a lot of romance novels. So I often relate to him what I'm reading. And I'm like, he's always like, would that happen? I'm like, yes, it would.
Yes.
You are so funny.
Yes, it would.
You definitely say that, yes.
Yes. Oh, but anyway, yeah, so we get to the church and it's revealed that it was actually the
IT
woman. Yeah, and the IT guy that we saw for 2 seconds.
I know you're on the app. Are you on Bumble, whatever they call it? You're in the app? No, don't know you guy. And then he is the killer.
That's how I knew it was him. I'm like,
yes, because it was so obvious. They made that so obvious. But to me, it made no sense for this woman to have been in on it.
Why the killer always gotta be a nerd? Oh, he fixes computers. I'm a killer.
It's about having a well-rounded team that can accomplish one goal of killing people. In our goon squad, we need a hacker. We need all the things. We need all the things. However, it was unrealistic.
It was
and so apparently it was like a thruple situation, which I was like y'all doing a lot.
With a killer who they didn't really know. We just met him in a fan group.
Yeah, I'm like
a groupie. He was a groupie. What?
Like pick one. Is he a groupie or are y'all in love?
He's dead. That's what we do now. I have
they met in the chat room.
That happens.
But you looking at people who met, like we married to people we met on the internet. Yeah. Like, so it's giving stereotype, or like you were saying earlier, cliche, because that's like the number one thing people think of. Like, you know how many of my friends was like, you meeting him on an app? And like, what if he's something wrong with him? And then like he's a serial killer. And that's literally the stereotype of meeting somebody on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
James beat me to it, but from the 90s, that's a plot line from the 90s. Hello, can we please rise above?
Anyways, that was terrible. It made no sense. And I'm looking at these killers because they tell us which kills they did. There's no way you could pay me $100,000 and tell me that one of those killers was this woman. Her build didn't match. The way she was attacking these people didn't match. I'm like, there's no way that was her unless she had on a bodysuit.
Period. Mm-hmm. Of course she did.
Okay.
She drunk the super soldier serum.
He's part of America, and y'all gonna deal with that. Well, she could do no wrong. Jordana Brewster did a great reveal. She took off her mask. Well, did she even have a mask?
No.
Okay, she walked out there.
She did a great reveal.
Black. Yeah, she had on her all black, looking all hot, and she slinked out there talking about, we are doing this murdering because this is part of our kink. It ain't no real motive, but might as well do it because I can get away with it because I'm a cop. Yes.
You are giving too much credit to these people in this film because you're attracted to them.
And you're biased, yes.
Yikes.
I mean, listen, Taymon, I hear you, but I feel like it just didn't make sense. Like her character, like I'm a fan of Jordana Brewster, but it didn't make sense. And I honestly felt like I was hating on Olivia earlier because I'm like, I just don't see it. I just don't see the chemistry. But honestly, I wouldn't have minded if Jordana Brewster was opposite, Mason, from the jump. It would have been a better movie for me, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the problem is in horror sometimes you cannot. Okay, in horror sometimes we don't often get a chance to see Black love stories portrayed that way. We have like a Black lead and their other ethnicity or white partner, and we never get to see like the two Black power couple like pushing through this stuff. It's very, very small percentage. Is that intentional? Is that Hollywood, or is that what the viewers really want to see?
I think it's Hollywood.
It's Hollywood.
And Hollywood, they have this struggle. Well, I don't think it's a struggle. It's intentional. They are intentional on what we see, what the optics are. So they know, there it could be a strong, Black, beautiful, attractive couple that could push through anything, but they will give us the excuse that we don't want to see that. But every time they take a chance or they take a risk, it ends up sweeping the awards and getting shown, and then everyone goes to see it. It ends up being a really big deal. And then it's like they try to sabotage themselves because image is way more important than money. And they will always say the opposite. They'll say it's money. It's not about the money. It's about image, because you could manipulate people with image. You could control people with image. So it's not that it's, oh, we're not going to sell. It's they want the projects that they see themselves in to sell. And when it does not sell, they put more money behind it. Even if it's like this movie where they spend $14 million, but they will refuse to give Ryan Coogler $2 million for something they know is going to sweep all the awards.
He actually should have. Yeah, I'm glad you said his name. Like, we needed Keke Palmer, Mason Gooding, and Ryan Coogler in this Hard Eye Slasher.
Jordan
Peele carrying the comedy. Keke Palmer playing off of Mason Gooding, helping him raise, balancing out the best way. I think that could have helped a lot, even with the script we got.
And she knows how to do comedy, because these people don't.
Yes, and acting is all about vibing, and he seemed like he would do well with Keke Palmer.
Yeah. I mean, I like Jordana too. Like, I had to look her up. I'm sorry. I loved her in Lethal Weapon, though. I did watch that. But I wouldn't want to see her start opposite him. Like, I just didn't like that dynamic. But definitely Keke Palmer, or we just saw the movie with her and SZA, even SZA, like someone who could bring that sexual appeal, or Summer Walker, like bring that thing. Like, this is how a brokenhearted girl looks. She ain't gonna do that campaign. She ain't gonna wear a turtleneck at the restaurant. She's not gonna say those things to him. It's still gonna be some banter, but she's gonna read him for filth, but not in a way where she's emasculating him or making it seem like she hate men.
You know what? I would have even loved if it was Keke or SZA, and instead of being an advertising, there was a songwriter, and you do have to put out maybe a jingle. It could still be advertising. It could be so many things, and then you bring in Mason Gooding.
Keke can sing.
Yes.
She can. So it could be, but that's from our lens, right? We see that. We understand that in that industry, we would have these kind of stories because that's where we are.
What's wrong with Erykah Badu, Jimmy? Please let me know.
We're listening.
Facts. Yeah, what's wrong with Erykah Badu?
He didn't say anything was wrong with Erykah Badu. He's just saying that more eccentric.
He said not Summer Walker. She would have played an Erykah Badu type character. That to me reads as though we don't want to see an Erykah Badu type character in this role. Am I reading that wrong?
Yeah, you are, because he's saying that she can't be believed.
I agree, Christy. That's like, well, where's the shade thing that you put up, Tamon? Put the shade. Where's that at? That is shade. Yep, it is. What you mean?
Empire slasher movie.
Yes, God. It's a musical.
Okay, I would rather, gotta love the musical, a Black musical slasher.
Oh, I like some of that. Yes.
Dope. And we just
write it.
That's actually super dope.
I'll back you. I got you.
This is where I come in. Let me do this.
Listen, I hear Love Jones meets we don't have that many Black musicals. I was going to High School Musical, but no.
Nah.
But we can't do that one. Remember her character in What Men Want? She would have played a psychic or something like that. Trope.
Very. That's very trope.
Especially for our Black actors. The Magical Negro. Last week, our episode was Black as Fuck triple feature, and we talked about magical Negroes in that episode, and that is done.
So,
all right, go ahead. Go.
Wait, Mike, there's a Southern Gothic musical, a Black lead, but it's not a Black musical, unfortunately, that came out this year. Really?
Drop the link. Send it. Do something about it.
Yeah. Y'all, if I did like a Southern, if I did a Gothic musical, a Black Gothic musical, it'll be Daughters of the Dust musical. That
Mm-hmm.
or Eve's Bayou.
Oh,
Yes. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
I love Maynard the most. Show me your hands.
Oh, I gotta cast Diane Carroll right. I gotta cast her right. I gotta get that right. Ooh.
In Heart Eyes, Diane Carroll would have played the boss of the advertising.
Yes, Tamon.
Yes. That was so.
We already cast the
Yes.
Kiki. We'll keep Mason. I guess we can keep the best friend.
Okay, we gotta replace that best friend. I'm
she
sorry,
had to be replaced. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, we can do SZA again, or we can pull up. We need a black actress. She won't have that many scenes.
Black? Okay, I got you.
Or of color. You know, whatever y'all want to do. Jenna
Ooh.
Ortega.
Someone who is believable. She got like, or not believable that she got a trophy like a sugar daddy. Because I think that'd be funnier.
I was thinking about the girl from my block. You know the
no.
Oh my god! I actually would like that.
I like her, but not for that.
What about the Latina girl from Euphoria?
I haven't seen that.
Oh, wait a minute. That girl? Yes, Tamon. Yes. No, perfect.
He's really
Maddie. Freaking Maddie from Euphoria. Yes. So
I was gonna say Chrissy's favorite actress, Sweeney. That Sweeney girl. But she would be good for that best friend role too. But we'll keep it with that.
It's not my favorite actress. He's
all right, y'all. Well, we got some decisions to make. The first decision is this will be fast. Favorite character. Christy.
The killer.
Which one?
No, the one we don't know.
Oh, Heart Eyes. Okay.
Yeah, just Heart Eyes.
Tyrone. Oh.
Jordana Brewster. Yeah.
That's right.
My favorite character is The Mask.
Yeah. And I'm going with, as no shocker, the boss of the advertising company.
Really?
Nah, it's Mason, of course. You know.
I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah. All right. Favorite kill.
The camera.
Mine is Jordana Brewster's. I can't think of an ending of a killer like that before in a long time.
It was nice and gory, though.
It was very gory. I don't know why she stood there and watched. That was sort of weird. I thought the movie was going somewhere else, but it didn't. But yeah, that was my favorite kill. What about you?
No, I agree. I agree with George Tamon. I think that was I mean, the first kill was pretty dope, but I think that kill topped it for me.
Yeah. So there's 3 kills in the beginning and 3 kills in the end. Well, 2. Well, yeah, it is 3 for them. And the police officer from Devon Sawa, and his kill was okay. Yeah. That was it.
Mike mentioned the couple in the van. So I heard that.
How dare you skip that?
It started out good. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I like what they tried to do with the girl going over the thing, but I don't know. It seemed like too over the top. But the dude's death and then the beginning part of her death was good.
I was in a drive-through watching this moment in the movies, and I was like, "Oh God!" And I thought that scene was like, "I know better than this. Get me out of here." I was like, "This scene is really good. It was funny. It was not as hot as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Like Friday 13th, it gets hot, but not that. That wasn't hot. That was sort of like cornball. Did y'all think that little sex scene was hot, or was it just me? Okay, good. It felt unseasoned and boiled, as Tyrone said earlier.
Yeah, they needed to turn it up a notch with the comedy aspect. Like if you're gonna be silly and shit and have them have a whole conversation in the front seat while the killer's on the loose and people in the back getting it in, it's like add some comedy to it. Like just add some flavor to it.
It wasn't for me personally. I'm hopeful romantic, and even in sex scenes, in romance, and even dark fiction, that was just, I don't know, very, we watched porn a couple of times and this is how we're going to do it. And just like the rest of the movie, we saw all of the stereotypes of a horror film, all of the, like, even that scene alone was the stereotype of a horror film.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it.
I feel I'm not even conflicted anymore. Okay. Next question is, this will be quick too. Did this movie have an impact as far as the genre, the holiday season, lovers? Did it have any type of impact or dent that it made for us as horror fans?
Not for me. Not for me. I feel this way about this movie like how I felt about Imaginary. They just saw a couple of movies in the genre and just decided, or that other movie, they just took elements from the most popular, most recognizable movies from the biggest franchises and put them all in one movie. So our brain is supposed to release dopamine and go, oh, but the downside to that is when you love the genre, or you're a fan of romance, or maybe just a fan of horror, or maybe you're just a fan of comedy, when you love all those three genres, that means you've seen movies without those stereotypes. So you can tell when someone is, what's the word? Patronizing you.
Exactly.
And trying to bait you. And it felt like a cash grab to me. So I feel like it made no impact on the genre. It was not innovative. Again, I did like some of the kills. I did like some of the casting choices, but it didn't make an impact. I don't feel like I can make a movie because I saw this. Like I don't feel like this gave birth to a generation of people who want to see films. And I feel like that's what making an impact is. Like I saw, Abby for the first time, or Sugar Hill for the first time, and that made an impact for me. Where I'm like, oh, I definitely want to do something like this, or turn that into whatever I want it to be, or a remake. But this movie was just, they just wanted to make money. It was clear they just wanted to make money. They gave this role to Mason. He did the best he could, and he had to do it. But it was one of the, like, I wouldn't even list this in his IMDb. Like, I wouldn't say I was in this movie. This was just something, sometimes like Black actors have to go through. They have to do those movies, and it's like they want to devalue us, but also they understand the impact and the value we bring to movies, because they know, I think they knew this was a shitty film. And that's why they chose him. Like, he's something to look at, because he glamorized people like Mike and you, Tamon, into believing that this was a semi-good film when it wasn't at all. You saw an attractive face, which is what attractive faces are made to do. He is good looking, therefore you get blinded by the actual quality of the film.
So he wasn't charming.
Bingo. No.
He was good looking, but this role was not for him. I would not have written this for him. And I don't think if this role was his idea, if he was able to add his own special sauce to it, I don't think he would have made those clothing choices. I don't think he would have said those lines. I don't think it would have been his idea to take her to the restaurant that night. I think he would have been more apprehensive about that. I don't think he would have walked into the women's bathroom. Just all these choices were written by someone who completely is out of touch, but maybe with the film industry in general.
Yeah, I agree.
You ate that big time.
You definitely did.
Yeah, you ate that.
This movie was forgettable to me.
I didn't expect it dragging tonight. But I will say this. I love, I'm here for it all. I will say this. When I think about impact, I think about things that I have talked about for my lifetime. And I think about The Strangers is a terrifying movie that is in my top 10. It's terrifying. This feels like popcorn. That this is not a movie that I would take my nephew to go see when he's old enough to him to value horror. You know what I mean? It does feel like a fun double feature for couples movie night at a house where we're drinking, having food. We don't have to really pay attention. We're just vibing with each other.
And talking mess.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like anything we should take serious, which sucks because all the things were there. But Tyrone, what do you think? What is your did it have impact for you, or is it already answered?
Listen, I feel like, you know, because when this movie was announced, I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it a chance. I saw everybody's reactions for the people who saw it early, and I was like, okay, damn, you know, 10 out of 10 people who normally hard on certain movies, they going up for this shit. And then I saw it and I was just like, wow, I wasted my $5 because T-Mobile Tuesday, and I feel like T-Mobile knew this shit was bullshit because they was like, we'll let's let you see it for $5. And I want my $5 back, you know, honestly, because it was some, like you said, it didn't really make an impact. I feel like, yes, I saw the Rotten Tomato score. I saw people going up for it or whatever. So I feel like maybe to some folks, it really, you know, hit all points or hit all corners of whatever. But I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not in that band. I'm not in, because when I walked out of it, I'm like, maybe folks who love the latest Screams would like this movie, you know, because that's what it seemed like, you know, what the consensus was. But in general, I was like, yo, this is not a good film at all. And it's not something that I would purchase on Blu-ray. It's not something that I would watch over. It's not something that I would recommend to anybody. It's just one of those movies that is not going to be remembered 30 years from now. When you know somebody's looking at the TV guide 30 years from now, and it's like, oh shit, this movie ain't gonna be on that motherfucker. This is gonna be on not Tubi, but the new version, whoever's gonna replace Tubi in the future, you know where it's certain apps. This shit gonna be on Shudder because Shudder got a whole lot of bullshit on there. It's got some great shit, but it's got a whole lot of bullshit on it. It's gonna be on Shudder because this gonna be in a public domain, you know.
Now, Tyrone, this is enough. Y'all have been doing too much. This is ridiculous. Christy, please have something sweet to say about this wonderful movie.
You know, I don't got nothing sweet to say about this. I don't have nothing sweet to say about this movie at all. I agree 100% with the evils, what they've said about it. It's a forgettable film. If we were not talking about this film today, I would never mention this movie again, ever, because there was nothing about it for me to hold on to. These characters, who are these people? I don't even remember their names.
I do.
Like, I'm glad for you, but I don't. This movie was trash.
What did AJ give it?
He gave it a 3
out of 5.
Yes.
Well, that's how we're going to kick into this last part, our rankings for the night.
1.5.
1 out of 5. 5 being, guess what? This is the best horror movie that I've ever seen. Or it's a solid film. 1 is never bring this out again. Kill the people who made it. Kill the actors. All those things. That's what 1 is. I have to go deep for y'all because y'all been to say 1 based off her pantsuit. So
that pantsuit was rough.
Maybe it's on my neck. I can't wait to wear that out. A pantsuit. Jaleesa said that, girl, where's your red? Put on something. I done got mad. That's why you sick. They got a song called Freakum Dress, girl. Get it together. All right. Yeah. 1 to 5. Let's see.
I give it 1.5.
No, ma'am.
Because, yes, 1.5 because of the character himself before the reveal. And list 1.5.
I'm not going to stand for this. Okay. Let me get my calculator so we can do our family average for the night. This is that real.
Christy, I was going to go for fractions as well. Like, I was not going to give them a whole number. I was like, how can I do this? 1 to 3/8.
I know my brother knows that.
Like, I like the quality of the film, like the cameras they used. It was
girl, she said she liked the cameras. That's bad.
That's what I said about Nosferatu.
Y'all gonna make my sinuses come out. I
There was one good shot in Nosferatu.
Yeah, I did like the some of the kills. I like the mask. I liked what he was wearing. I would totally wear that for Halloween. I would totally wear like it. I feel like it would be a fun, especially if the goggles work for real.
Yeah.
I would wear that like at the sexy nerds party, just with the Heart Eyes costume.
Yeah.
So for the camera quality and the costume, I like that. Casting, story, no. But yeah, 1 3/4 for me. I don't think they should kill anybody, like, but I feel like it's not the actor's fault. This is people behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Or the studios, somebody.
Bro, I know you're not gonna let me down. You're not gonna leave me hanging, bro.
I'm gonna give it because of the mask and because of Jordana Brewster. I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Dang, that's high.
That's what I know, and that's what I gave it. That's what I gave it on. That's what I gave it on a fucking what's that shit? Letterbox. Thank you. Letterbox. That's why I gave it on Letterbox. And I think that this movie, and if it wasn't for Companion, to be honest, this movie and Nosferatu got me worried for like the trajectory of theatrical releases, because
it's not just me about Nosferatu. We'll talk later. Good. It wasn't just me. Great.
Yeah, Nosferatu's trash.
Big time. Yeah.
But I could have told y'all that.
Boring boots. Why remake this? Boring. It's the same story. We know he gets a bride. They die. Boo boo boo. Anywho, I'm going to give it a 4.5 because what y'all not going to do is sit up here and drag this movie like this.
A 4.5?
No way. Tavon Kane.
Okay.
Mr. Kane.
When I left the movie theater and I talked to Michael, I said 4. But now that I process more, I'm going to give it a solid 3.
I'm gonna drink though. My drink is empty.
Love.
Refill. Where my bottle at?
I feel shaded.
Tamar, this is a safe space, but I do think it's because of Mason, and you are we've all been there, Taman. We've all seen movies and TV shows where we're like, wow, and we have fantasies about them, and we just then we watch it later, like 10 years later, and we're older and we see better films, and we're like, this was actually a terrible movie, and I can't believe I didn't realize that before. I think that's what's going to happen to you, Taman. This is just your time. But we've all been there.
A 3?
This movie needs the milk.
It needed. You said some what?
It needs some milk.
Not the baby 30. The baby
needs
30.
some milk.
It needs some milk. You need to leave. It was one of them.
Can I say that I just feel so relieved because after seeing all them damn reviews on Letterboxd and shit, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be alone on this island again, like I was for Evil Dead Rise. I'm gonna be alone on this island fighting motherfuckers with this movie. But I'm glad that I was in it. It was a space where people had concrete critiques. We wasn't just hating. We had concrete, valid reasons.
No, that's what I don't like about some reviews where it's just yes, it could be all those things, but at least have like substantial evidence. Like when I say this movie got drugged tonight, that's what happened. Our facts about things that we actually saw and experienced. It wasn't like we're just watching like, oh, it was just awful, or saying, oh, it was absolutely amazing. Because I talked to a lot of our peers who love this movie too. And in full transparency, I read most of it a couple of months ago. I knew one killer. That's all I knew. But I thought it read better than it actually was executed. And was anybody surprised by Jordana Brewster? I meant to ask that earlier. I'm sorry. Was anybody shocked by her reveal?
Yes. Yeah. It didn't make sense. To me, it came off as oh, maybe we already had someone established, and then they changed it up at the last minute. Because to me, that it didn't make that much sense at all.
Was it obvious at all? It wasn't obvious for anybody. Because for me, when her open, it could have, like I think I told you, Chris, because I already knew her
You
opening
knew.
sentence was like, I hate love and love is this and blah, blah, blah. I was like, that's really weird. But it could have just been because I knew already. To me, it just came across her acting was different than I've seen her before. She felt like the killer to me. She felt really weird as that cop.
I did enjoy her performance once the reveal happened.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that, like, I agree with Tyrone. They should have, if you're going to talk about killing being a kink, you should have stayed in that lane. It should have been the whole movie. It shouldn't have been funny. We shouldn't have, like, it shouldn't have been about everything else. Like, it should have made more sense. But it did give me the feeling like Jordana said, look, I'm queen. I'm not going to be in this movie, this shitty ass movie, unless I'm the killer. And they just redid the script to put her in there as the killer, but it did not. It didn't mesh well. It didn't make sense. They just put her in there just so we could see her again, which I enjoyed seeing her again, but it still has to make sense. It didn't make sense for Dave to be there, and it didn't make sense for her to be there either.
Plus, I feel like it's a horrible representation for kinksters, to for this fucking film. It's like
the whole movie is poor representation of everything.
Yes. Wow. Agreed. Yeah, because it does start out with her saying that the way that they are killing is like a kink. I'm like, how?
And that's so to me, outside knowledge aside, I was just like, why is she saying all these things and how she's moving and how she's projecting herself? It feels a little different. She looks to me the same as the faculty, just as a little bit older, of course. But that was great. I thought she was a great killer, or her reveals things were whatever. But yes, our family average tonight is a 2.0625. How do we feel about that?
It's a high lower, but
I'm fine with that.
This fool is a high ass.
Y'all's fault because y'all put these high numbers up here.
Okay, well, any final? I don't think there are any final thoughts we could talk about this fucking movie because it got. I just want to say Michael Landon, Christopher Landon, and team, and Mason and Mason Gooding, Jordana Brewster. This is not personal. This is just us giving a critique about this performance during Black History Month, so it has a little bit more weight on it. Okay, and the truth comes out. Not bother is what this is about. Thank everyone for coming and hanging out in our pre-Valentine special. It's been so much fun. An Evol Love horror special. We did it, y'all.
Yes. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. You can find me at Tamon Kane here on Scream Kings. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and anywhere else under the same exact name. Let them know where they can find you and all the great things.
Y'all can find me at home. I'll be chilling.
Nods and heart eyes.
Yeah. Sometimes I do podcasts. Sometimes I don't because I'll be tired. But at Jaleesa Taylor Williams on Instagram.
Williams.
Hey, go ahead.
Yes.
You've seen it though. So you can find me on Instagram. I'm cooking something up, but I'm not going to reveal that yet.
Yes, God. Moving silencers.
Yes.
And
yes, y'all can find me and my other half on Instagram at In Love with Horror, or Blue Sky. You can find me at Love Horror Queen. So come talk to me over there. We're also on YouTube, In Love with Horror. So yeah, that's us.
Brother.
And you can find me on Evil FM, on Spotify, Apple, wherever you subscribe podcasts, you catch me on Instagram at the Evil Tyrone. That's EVOL Love spelled backwards, also Evil FM Pod on Instagram as well. On TikTok, Evil FM, and on X, Evil FM Pod as well, mingling with the folks.
All right. And you can catch me and Tyrone also doing season 4 of From in the future.
2 years from now.
2 years from now. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be real funny then. Well, I'll say that off camera, but yeah, 2 years from now, life is gonna be real fun. And so thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. We love you. We love horror. Thank you for chilling. I think Tyrone says peace, love, and horror. And I'll scream you later.
Scream you later.
Scream you later.
Oh.
Scream.